who would you rather give the ball to if you needed a basket? Michael Jordan led the NBA in scoring 10 times. LeBron James has done it once. How about when it mattered most? Michael Jordan had 38 40-point games in the playoffs. LeBron has 22 in 46 more games and counting. Michael Jordan scored under 20 only 6 times in his playoff career, 179 playoff games. LeBron has scored under 20 8 times in just the finals. MJ never scored under 20 in the finals. And how about when you need to get a stop? Michael Jordan won the NBA Defensive Player of the Year once. It was on the All-Defensive Team 9 times. LeBron James has never won the Defensive Player of the Year, made All-Defense 6 times. And how about winning time? Michael Jordan never lost in the finals 6-0. LeBron has lost 5 times, has been swept, and lost 2 series after being up 2-1. And finally, Michael Jordan is the Babe Ruth of basketball. All-time talents like LeBron, Kobe, KD, AI, they've all grown up wearing Michael's number or imitating his game, trying, wanting to be like Mike. The best of the best will always be measured against Jordan now and 50 years from now. The 90s Bulls versus the now Golden State Warriors. Who would win in a 7-game series? This is a tough one. Let's start with the guards. No one shoots the 3 in NBA history like the Warriors backcourt. Steph and Clay, 592 three-pointers made. And no one has ever scored and defended like Michael Jordan, 10-time scoring champion, 3-time NBA steals leader. Ron Harper, an excellent defender. Steve Kerr could shoot the 3. Give the edge to the Bulls at the guard spot. The forwards, Scottie Pippen and Dennis Rodman versus Kevin Durant and Draymond Green. Durant, as tough a cover as there is, 4-time scoring champion. Pippen, 8 times on the NBA's all-defensive team. Game 4 of the NBA Finals. Can I get a soundbite, Jasmine? Boom, 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 bam.
You just did the soundbite, so why'd you ask me?
I didn't feel like you were ready with the soundbite. We're fired up. What's up, Josh Wilson?
What's up?
Jasmyn Wimbish?
Happy Friday.
What's up, everybody? Friday night, Game 4. Heart of a champion night. That's what I'm calling this for the Golden State Warriors. You got to have it. KD looking more and more like he might not play in the series. We all know he's out tonight. But Kevon Looney sitting there. I got a broken collarbone. I don't care. What's up? I'm playing tonight. I think that's a huge development for the Warriors. You need yourself some Kevon Looney, and we'll see what he can do, but he's giving it a go.
Yeah, to be ruled out for the series, and then all of a sudden, no, actually, he can play Game 4. That's pretty insane.
The Warriors clearly overstated the injury, I guess, to begin with, and then we're just like, okay, maybe he's not that injured. He's just
I don't understand the deal with that because what they deem a serious injury and a not serious injury is like really inconsistent because KD seems like, okay, he'll be back very soon, but his seems super serious with how delayed his return is.
The original injury was non-displaced first coastal cartilage fracture on his right side, which all of those words mean nothing to me.
It's a mouthful.
It means that for you, me, and you, we would be on our couch right now, wouldn't be able to sit here and do the show.
Speak
up
for
on
yourself.
Pain pills.
Well, this dude,
my ass would be here.
Okay, Jasmyn Wimbish, I don't want to take that off the table for you. My bad. And maybe I would.
You'd be here. Come on, Mark.
I probably would give it a go too, but it would be. I'd be complaining.
We'd be laboring, 100%.
Yeah. This dude's going to play in Game 4 of the NBA Finals. I mean, it's impressive.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely gives the Warriors a lot more depth. It's something that they've definitely lacked, and especially in Game 3 when nobody stepped up. You had Steph going off for, 47 points, new playoff career high. Yeah. So nobody else was able to get anything done. It's not like Looney's going to offer any offensive firepower, but they do have Klay Thompson. So
right, and that's, of course, the even bigger news for the Warriors tonight is that Klay Thompson will be out there, and that's not a huge surprise. Steve Kerr had to fight him off in Game 3, and Klay is playing tonight. But the question is, how well can Klay actually compete with a hamstring that can't be 100%?
Yeah, I mean, well, just having him out there, I think, is going to open things up for other guys. And, I mean, things were open for other guys in the game before, and they weren't shooting well. Non-Curry shooters were something like 28% from beyond the arc last game.
Yes.
So I don't think that is going to hold up. I think those guys will probably step up, and having Klay out there is going to open up even more opportunities for them.
So the question on the table right now, and I know your answer. Actually, I know your answer too, but I'm throwing it out to you. Feel free to jump in on the chat on this. Is this the final game in the history of Oracle Arena? Because there is a chance. I'd say a 50-50 shot.
You really think that the Raptors are going to go up 3-1?
Yeah.
And then close out in Game 5, and the Warriors are only going to win one game of this series?
Raps in 5.
Good God, that's a hell of a take to stand by. My God.
Raps in 5. The Golden State, if you're following along in Vegas, thinking about making a last-second bet here, they were a 6.5-point favorite. It was bet down to 4.5. Still a pretty, I'd say, significant favorite considering everything that's going on. You're a 4.5-point favorite at home. So people are expecting, and I guess they call it the sharp money in Vegas,
Sharp money.
where the people that are in the know, it's on Golden State tonight, and they're showing on the screen right now Klay running off the court, and he couldn't be any healthier. He just sprinted off the court in the tunnel, running down the tunnel, so he looked damn healthy right there.
Looked like a 6-year-old with tons of energy.
But, well, I mean, look, it's a game for the NBA Finals.
Yeah.
It should be geeked. But I'm taking Toronto tonight.
Wow, that's a hell of a take. I think I'm going to take Golden State just because I think Klay's going to have a big night, honestly. I don't think he's that injured because, like we said last stream, he was minutes away from playing. And it wasn't that he couldn't play. It was just the medical staff wanted to hold him out. And I don't know, in my opinion, he should have played in Game 3 just because the way that game went, clearly nobody else was going to step into his shoes and fill it significantly. So I expect him to come out firing on all cylinders and then getting the ball to him early and often to get him going, especially because you had Steph who played 40-plus minutes in Game 3. He was playing in minutes that he shouldn't have been playing in to close out the game, which is what I said last stream. But I expect the Warriors to tie this up before we go back to Toronto.
I agree. I mean, a couple things you can't count on in my eyes. Danny Green's not going to shoot 60% from beyond the arc. Kyle Lowry's not going to hit 5 of 9 from beyond the arc. And the Warriors, they're not going to shoot as bad as they did in the last game. So I don't see the Warriors losing both games in a row on their home floor.
Some stats for you, just a couple of Carm notes. The Raptors won Game 3, 123-109. Do the math on that. That is a 14-point spread. Teams that have lost a game in the NBA Finals by 14 or more have lost 25 of 26 NBA Finals. Now, there's a ton of extenuating circumstances here. Klay didn't play. That's why stats are for losers, because you got to go into it. They're getting a huge addition and another addition in Looney. But for the they are extremely up against it here. I think that, let's all agree that even though Klay's healthy, you're down 2-1.
Yeah.
Durant's not playing tonight. Huge question mark whether he's going to come back in the series. If Golden State pulls this off, you got to tip your cap and then about 5 more caps if they'd really pull this off.
Yeah, I was reading an article literally minutes before we went live. I think it was from the San Francisco Chronicle about how the Warriors are more optimistic that he returns in Game 5 and even more so in Game 6. Steve Kerr doesn't want to talk about it anymore, but which I understand because it's the same question getting asked over and over again. But when he's the best player on the floor and you're missing him in the NBA Finals, it's going to get asked.
Well. And he's been able to do 1-on-0. He's done a little bit of 1-on-1, but he hasn't even played 3-on-3 yet.
Well, in that article that I was reading, they said that the Golden State Warriors had the practice facility closed from 3:30 to 4 p.m. today, and people were wondering if that was to get Kevin Durant to scrimmage privately, and they asked Steve Kerr, and he didn't respond.
Even if he's scrimmaging now, it just doesn't feel like there's enough time to get him game ready. And it's not just game ready, it's NBA Finals ready.
It's definitely a quick, what is today, Friday? They play Monday?
They play Monday. It's a full 2 days. If you call it 3 days by the time they tip off. But when you're in the position that he's in, that's not a lot of time.
Yeah, it's a good timing for him to come back though, in this point of the series, because you do get the additional day off versus, Klay's going to be coming back off of 2 days rest because he didn't play in Game 3, but
I'll be extremely disappointed, and maybe you can make an argument the Warriors perhaps are protecting the player from himself, but if it gets to an elimination game and Kevin says, you know what, I'm just not good enough to go, I'm not going to play, to me, he's got to get out there And whatever he can give, if he blows it out again, if it's another 2 months of rehab, I still think you got to get on the court versus like going out with a whimper and then perhaps, bolting for the Nets or wherever he's going to go. I think once you get to an elimination game, whatever he can give, he's got to try to give it.
Here's my thing. If it's an elimination game and he can't go, at least be out there on the bench because he hasn't done that yet.
I disagree with both of you because at this point, obviously, KD's not going to be out the bench. Maybe it's a superstition thing. Maybe he does want to be out there, and so he hasn't been yet, so he's not going to start now. And also, if he's not 100% ready to go, I don't want to see his ass out there on the floor because I don't want him to risk the rest of his career because he is coming off clearly a big injury that's had him out for officially a month now. He last played on May 8th. So if it's an elimination game, especially if you're down 3-1, why are you going to play in a Game 5?
Because your whole season, your entire perhaps career with Golden State's on the line.
I've won 2 championships with you. If I come back next year, we run it back. We're in the exact same position.
Well, if he comes back, it wouldn't bother me as much. But if he bolts, then just to me it would feel off.
I don't think he really cares too much about the team. Like he needs to be thinking about himself, right? And the rest of his career, whether it's with Golden State or not, he might not even know.
Is Klay Thompson thinking about himself, or is he thinking about the team right now?
Klay Thompson's thinking about the team, yeah, and he's a completely different guy, like you said. So he's also not a superstar. He's not Kevin Durant. He's not generating millions of dollars. He doesn't have the star power that Kevin Durant does.
Max contract.
Sure, there's a lot of guys in the league who have max contracts. Chandler Parsons once got a max contract in the year of 2016.
Klay Thompson's going to be is going to be in the Hall of Fame. Correct?
Sure, of course, because of the situation that he's in. But again, he's not Kevin Durant. He's not one of the best 3-2-1 best player in the league.
Even if he were, it's just a mindset thing. Like he's not the same guy. He kind of puts the team before himself. But if a player wants to put themselves first, that's their right.
I mean, I'm not in Kevin Durant's shoes. I don't know what he's feeling. If he really can't go, then he can't go. But if we go back in the history of time, the greatest players that have ever played this game, would they get themselves on the court in this situation?
I just don't. It's apples and oranges comparing today's league versus the 90s and 80s, like rough and bully basketball. Of course, those guys are going to play with broken limbs and, bloody noses and all these crazy things. Dudes today are trying to preserve their career so that they can play for a very extended amount of time. And it's a very me-centric league. I'm looking out for number one.
Yeah, I mean,
I want the team to win, but I'm going to put myself first.
We're in like the player empowerment era, basically, rather than the team empowerment era.
Well, speaking of that, let's talk about what happened with the Warriors minority owner who's sitting in the front row, Mark Stevens, and the NBA. Think about what the NBA did. Within a 24-hour span, they met, just talked on the phone, whatever they did. Listen, this is what we're going to do. We're going to find this dude $500,000. Drop in the bucket for this guy. He's a billionaire, but still, $500K, that's a good sum of money. We're going to not only boot him out for the playoffs, but we're going to suspend him for an entire year. And from there, we'll figure out where we're going to go. Other sports, I mean, how long would the NFL have deliberated on this? They wouldn't have done nothing. And here the NBA steps right in, get out of here. We're not going to see you back out here, and you're suspended all of next season. I thought it was impressive.
Sure. I mean, it's comparing it to the NFL, everything looks better compared to the NFL because the NFL is trash in the way they handle things. But I still don't think it was good enough. $500,000 is nothing to that dude. Like, he's a venture capitalist. He's got millions of dollars to spare. Number two, I would not have batted an eye if they were like, okay, you're no longer part of this ownership group and you can never come back to an NBA arena.
Well, that's what they should do. If he's a minority owner, the rest of the owners should be getting together and say, let's just buy these shares out.
The other thing is, you saw earlier in the regular season when Russell Westbrook got into it with the Jazz fan, that guy got banned from the Jazz arena for the
and the thing for me is that guy is just a regular old fan. This is an owner, so the standard needs to be higher.
Yeah.
If the standard for a fan is banning him for life, when this happens with an owner, the standard needs to be much, much higher.
So in theory, I get where you're coming from, but we're also like not living in reality. The fact that he is a billionaire and has more clout, he's going to get preferential treatment.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's lucky that he has money. I mean, good for him for being rich and for being a white man, because if roles were reversed, I would not be treated the same way.
Right.
Well, I mean,
if the dude wasn't sitting there with however much money in his pocket and whatever connections he has, it would have ended up worse for him. No question about it. But this is the reality of the world that we live in. If you're super rich and you're powerful, you're going to get things that other people don't. So it's like your real world playing out right in front of you.
Yeah.
But I think he's not there now. He's not there next year. I mean, it's a pretty
that should be just the start, though. I think they should have made it very clear that we're going to keep reviewing and see if we should do more, because yeah, getting him out for the rest of the finals and next year is great, but I think that's just the start, or it should be just the start.
All right, tip is underway. Mark Stevens is not sitting there as we're getting going here. And the Raptors have the basketball first with Pascal Siakam in the post, guarded by Klay Thompson trying to lean on him.
I wonder if they gave that seat to Drake.
That would be great. Pull-up jumper, Danny Green off the mark, rebound tipped around, and the Warriors have it. Let's see here. We got Boogie starting at center. No surprise there. Iggy, Klay, Draymond, and Mr. 47 points, Steph Curry, as they play it into Boogie to start the game here.
I'm interested to see for the Toronto's sake. I mean, Marc Gasol feasted off of DeMarcus Cousins. So, I mean, that was part of the reason he was super aggressive to start Game 3. So I'm interested to see if they start off kind of going in his direction, try and get Boogie in foul trouble, maybe take him out of his game.
I like that strategy, and I hate what I just saw from the Warriors on their first possession as Danny Green just turned it over. And now
gets it back.
Now
another one.
Now Boogie all of a sudden thinks he's Magic Johnson in his prime, and he turns it over. Danny Green's going to shoot another three. Danny Green's out of his mind tonight, way off the mark.
This is how they started off Game 1 of this series, going to Danny Green, and I think that's how they started Game 3. So that's clearly their game plan, and in the games that they've won, that's kind of how they've operated, getting Danny Green the ball, trying to get him hot. And it worked last game, but it also helped because the Warriors are playing a lot of help defense on Kawhi.
Right. I just don't understand the guy who's played this much basketball when there's 23 seconds on the shot clock and the game just goes, you're going to shoot a contested three on the run.
It's a heat check before the heat check even starts. That's what it is.
What are you doing, Danny Green? I know you were hot last game. That was last game.
Yeah.
You haven't earned that shot.
He is gunning for. He's 2 3-pointers away from passing Derek Fisher and Kobe for 7th most 3-pointers in NBA Finals history. So maybe he's trying to get that done early.
I guess. But what I didn't like about the first possession, Draymond had a wide open three, and he passed up on it, and he's looking for Klay. Dude, Klay's not Klay right now. Like,
I disagree.
Let him get it in the flow.
Shoot or shoot. Let him shoot.
Oh, I want him to shoot, but you got a wide open shot, shoot it. Steph for three, no good. Klay fighting for the rebound, missed it. Rebound tip by Boogie, no, and they're going to
Boogie on the floor again.
I want to see a still frame of him falling out and just frozen in midair because that was pretty wild.
Wow, they got a foul on Marc Gasol on the rebound. That was perhaps generous for Golden State right there. Although a lot of contact all over the court. Boogie with the tip, no.
Okay. I think he flopped. I don't know if he hit him in the head actually.
That was a flop.
Yeah, I was I didn't see any contact by his elbow.
A little bit of Klay from
deep.
Way deep shooting a three, front of the rim, no good. Rebound to Siakam.
I mean, you want him hitting shots in rhythm, and that's definitely not what you want him doing. But he also does need to get a feel for his shot at some point.
Pascal Siakam for three, short, rebound tip to the Warriors.
Ugly basketball here, folks.
Kyle Lowry had a layup, passed up on it to kick it out. Here's Steph for Boogie. Thought about a three.
Draymond just standing there with his hands.
Crossing over, Boogie traveling, Boogie in the lane, Boogie losing the basketball. Boogie's terrible.
Boogie now has 2 turnovers to start the first quarter.
I mean, he's just an awkward dude right now. Trying to do too much and just bad. Here's Kawhi in the lane, out for Gasol. Now Lowry. Baseline Siakam, open jumper, doesn't want to shoot it. Everyone's off right now. Turnover. Draymond has it. Warriors run the other way. Steph thought about a three, thinking about another three, shooting the three, making the three.
First points of the game.
There we go.
Wow, that's
ugly to get there.
That took a hell of a long time to do. My God.
Well, so much for the Raptors coming out hot here in Game 4.
Are you still sticking by your...
I'm not going to punt 3 minutes in.
I don't know, man.
But I don't like the start. Danny Green for three, way off. Boogie the rebound.
Oh, Danny's trying to pick him up real early.
Fred VanVleet's going to be in here in about 3 seconds.
I like that strategy of picking Steph up all the way down there. If you can even shave off a couple seconds of the shot clock for Golden State.
Oh, go Kyle. Go Kyle.
Ball's loose in the backcourt. Kyle Lowry,
Kyle
Siakam.
waited like a beat way too long.
Yeah.
He should have got that ball in one hand and chucked it to Pascal Siakam, and instead he waited. Boogie just wrapped up Siakam like a nice little bear hug.
It's sort of I've been having this feeling over and over again the entire series. Like the Raptors are just like that was so late.
They're late on everything.
They feels like they've been late on everything.
Yeah, it's so bad. All of their reads are just
way
terrible.
too early.
Yeah,
like when they chuck up a 3-pointer with
y'all
20 seconds on the shot clock.
Y'all are up 2-1. You should be up 3-0, and I don't even think you're playing to your potential at times.
Yeah,
I would say last game was their potential, but
well, they shot it.
There's a lot of qualifiers to last game. I throw last games I'm not going to discredit the Raptors because they played phenomenally, but I put a little asterisk by that game, unfortunately. So
Toronto right now 0 for 4 with a couple of turnovers. The Warriors are 1 for 5 with 4 turnovers. So we're watching a preseason basketball game, or
And Toronto has not capitalized off of any of it. So.
yeah, I mean, or we're watching two nervous NBA.
We're watching
little jittery play.
We're watching the Atlanta Hawks and Dallas Mavericks play right now.
Second free throw, no good. So the Warriors going down to Clay. Short shot is
There
good.
it is. Clay's back.
Here comes Clay.
This needs to be over here.
He looks like to me. Clay looks like he's moving great.
Yeah, I'm telling you, he was not that injured. It was just a precautionary thing.
Kawhi fadeaway, good in the lane. I like this. Kawhi looks very healthy right there. As he was, did you see his
Doubling
interview
Clay
with Rachel
immediately.
Nichols?
Interesting. I did not see his interview.
Oh my God, did you see it?
No.
Okay, well apparently
Iggy, I don't know why you're taking that shot. Oh,
Iguodala with
okay.
a miss, rebound to the Raptors. Siakam pushing 2-on-3. Siakam guarded by Boogie, chooses not to go by him.
Yep,
They go right
there it
back
is.
to him. Good choice. Now he goes sort
you
of
go.
past him, but misses a short shot in the lane.
He should have taken it the first time.
Yep.
He caught him off guard.
Overthinking himself right there, and now Boogie's pass deflected out of bounds by Siakam. So Serge Ibaka has a cooking class. Have you seen this?
Yes.
So yes, he has a cooking show.
Cooking show.
Yeah.
So he brought over Kawhi,
I've seen that.
and did you see what he made him?
Yeah, some sort
Testicles?
of testicles. Yeah,
Bull penis.
yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, I saw that.
Even worse.
And he's
okay.
eating. Kawhi's eating it, and he says
Oof.
it's not very tender.
Nice little teardrop
I was very
by Draymond
uncomfortable.
Green.
I mean, like, it was unbelievable. This is. I mean, I'm not saying anything that's like not. You know, we got Rachel Nichols sitting down with Kawhi, and they're having bull penis. That's amazing for the world. 3-ball from Kawhi, no good. Rebound to the Warriors in the post. Clay bounce it for Boogie. Layup,
Hey,
good.
Boogie. Get your points, man. How long before we see Kevin Looney, and also how many minutes do we think Looney's going to play tonight? With a broken collarbone, apparently.
I'm going to peg him for 15.
I would say 10 to 15, but I don't know. I mean, honestly, I would consider going with Bogut over Boogie at this point.
Yeah, I think it depends on how the tandem of the two of them play, I guess.
Right. I mean, if you're Steve Kerr, to me, you have to kind of play around with that center position and try a couple different guys, see who's feeling it that given night.
Yeah, you've got to put on your Nick Nurse hat and just throw and, do a lot of creative stuff. And if it's not working one night, then you take him out.
Yeah, because I felt like last game, Andrew Bogut actually played pretty well, had some good defensive stops and slips on the offensive end.
3-ball was no good from, who did I just miss?
Siakam, yeah. See.
And Kyle Lowry had a little nice short shot in the lane to get the Raptors their 4th and 5th points. Now foul on Golden State, I believe.
This game's kind of clunky to start.
And we got a first time out on the floor with the Warriors leading 8-5, 6:45 to go, as you see in the first quarter of Game 4 of the NBA Finals. Thank you for checking out the show tonight. Feel free to subscribe. We appreciate all our subscribers. Thank you for those who are returning from games in the past. Great to see you again as we're here tonight, and we will be with you no matter what after tonight's game, Game 5 on Monday night, and we'll see.
And apparently that's the finale of this series.
Well, we'll see what happens.
I cannot believe that you think that the Raptors are going to win in 5 games.
I just I'm calling it as I see it here, Jasmyn Wimbish. This is a struggle.
Is that how you see it?
Yes.
Well,
the way you see it is through very different lenses then.
I think we would all agree that the Raptors could very, very easily be up 3-0.
You're putting in a lot of stock into Game 3, as I've seen a lot of people on Twitter do, which is hilarious to me.
Well, it's not just that, though. They've outscored them in 10 of 12 quarters.
Okay.
There's one 18-0 run here.
But a lot of those quarters were really, really close.
It's not like
still what? They're still
So that means the Warriors were right there.
okay.
the difference maker to me is Klay Thompson did not play in Game 3. That is literally the difference maker, because everybody else on the Warriors was asked to do far too much that they were not accustomed to doing in Game 3, and the Raptors they capitalized on that, which they should have done. They should have won Game 3. So we'll see how tonight goes.
Hey, listen, long series. I've been wrong a zillion times in my life. This could be a zillion and one. However, in Game 1, I'm just going back through it here. In Game 1, I thought the Raptors were in control basically the whole way.
Which they won.
And they won by 9. In Game 2, I thought they should have won. They had the 18-0 run to start the second half.
They had a crappy third quarter.
And they had a crappy third quarter. Warriors outscored by 13. They win the game 109-104. That loose ball, if Kawhi grabs it on the scramble, who knows if we're sitting here 3-0. And then last game, now, granted, again, Clay was hurt, but they torched him.
I don't know. We're playing with game 2 a lot of what ifs. So I just don't want to play the what if game with the Warriors. That's not a team that I'm comfortable playing that game with.
The Warriors played their typical third quarter. Steph was also sick in the first half. You've got Klay Thompson, who played out of his mind in the first half, had a big third quarter.
And the huge game 1 win, you had to have a huge game from Pascal.
Look, at the end of the day, I didn't even mention it, and the Golden State Warriors are missing their best player.
Sure, but they still won a game without him in game 2.
And they beat the Rockets, and they swept the Blazers.
And now you have Kevon Looney back for, you don't know what he's going to be in how many minutes, but that's still something.
I mean, yes, and all true. However, and everyone's like, oh, they don't need Durant. The hell they don't.
Well, that's ridiculous.
Yeah,
they absolutely
we're not
need
going to feed
Durant,
into that nonsense. That's completely false.
I mean, there's a reason why Kevin Durant was the MVP of the finals.
Well, he would be the MVP of the playoffs this year if he didn't get hurt. That's the thing.
He was playing phenomenal
basketball. He was averaging 34 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists.
He was just taking over games completely.
Yeah.
And
you almost felt like at times that he was all you needed, that you didn't really need Clay.
And that's what people are like, well, Steph Curry hasn't had his signature playoff moment. It's because Steph doesn't have to do too much when KD's on the floor. Now he has to do everything. And we saw that in game 3, and it did not work.
And speaking of that, it's interesting how he started the game tonight. Steph Curry has taken 2 shots. He's 1 for 2. And he's just laying in the weeds a little bit right now.
I expect him to kind of slowly get into this game because he played so many minutes in game 3 and he put up a ginormous number and it meant 0. So
yeah, and you might be looking to get some other guys going at this point after the lack of getting guys going in the previous game.
The atrocity that was game 3.
Danny Green running Steph off some screens here, gets it in the foul line extended.
Looney's
left,
out here.
And now shooting a 3, Danny Green. That's short. Get Danny Green off the court. Not your night, Danny Green. You need another coaching session with Shaq. Did you see that, by the way? Shaq went up to him before Game 3 and was like, do what you do. Because apparently, late in Shaq's career, him and Danny were on the same team. Alley-oop to Kevon Looney, who's in there, lays it in.
Well, Shaq told him that the secret was keeping your hand up after you shoot for longer, which a follow-through does help. But, keeping it up there several seconds later.
You also need to follow your shot because you might not make it. And if you're Danny Green, that's definitely the case.
Kawhi fouled on the drive, 2 free throws coming as Kawhi bullying his way into the lane and getting a couple of free throws. 10-5 Warriors.
Kawhi's been very consistent with getting to the line this series.
And he's been making them pay every time he's there. He missed, 1 free throw last game?
I think he's probably missed, I'm guessing completely, but a max of 5 free throws this entire finals.
They're working out the pectoral area of Kevon Looney on the sidelines before. I think that was during the timeout or whatever it was. It looked like he was in pain.
I think they were showing the replay of when he got hurt.
Yeah, that was a previous game.
Oh, okay. I was like, how is he already hurt again?
He's not. He's out.
Come on.
we don't want to panic, you Warriors fans. He's okay right now. So, but
he is wearing sleeves though.
I forgot that when he got hurt was on a very hard Kawhi drive where he fell awkwardly and. Is somehow, some way gritting it out here.
Fractured his collarbone.
Fracturing the collarbone. Ball is loose, picked up by Looney. Looney on the drive.
Oh,
God.
What? Oh, wet spot. Someone come sweep that up.
Oy. Looney.
He looks like he's just moving very gingerly. Yeah, and I know that's kind of how he moves in general, but it looks extra.
Do we think that he's actually ready, or the Warriors are man, we need you?
If I'm Gasol, I'm going to try and take him to the hole, see what he can push me with.
I'm not trying to injure him, but honestly, I'm going to back him down pretty
if I'm the Warriors, on some of those possessions, I might just put Draymond on Gasol just because he's stronger.
Here's Steph for 3. That short rebound of the Raptors. The thing with
didn't
Looney,
get a lot of lift off of that at all.
The biggest challenge for Looney, from my standpoint, is he's out there as a screener.
You're going to take some hits.
I mean, you could go if I'm going against him, I'm going to fly into him. I'm going to crack you every time. And he's not going to like it. Step-back jumper by Kyle Lowry, no good. Rebound to the Warriors. Toronto can't shoot right now. Clay for 3. Got it.
There it is. Clay's fine. He's fine.
Clay looks good.
He's fine.
Borderline great. Here's Lowry for Gasol, for Kawhi. 3 ball is in. Bang, bang. Yep. 13-10. Play starting to speed up just a drop here.
Man, I don't know. The way, let's see. So let me just pull up the old box score here.
Trusty box score.
So Clay I thought he had 4 points. I thought he made another shot earlier.
He's
got 5 points. There you go.
Raptors are 1 of 6 from 3, 3 of 12 from the field. That's 18%.
So Clay's got 5 points to start. I don't know. I obviously have no dog in this fight, but if I'm a Warriors fan, I'm kind of bitter because I bet you he could have played this. He could have done this in Game 3.
I think he was ready to go. I don't think there's any way he's coming out and he's doing this well. And I mean, I understand if you're Steve Kerr, the caution that you want to proceed with and that you want to protect your player from himself, basically. But at the same time, if the player says he's ready to go, I mean,
yeah,
you got to kind of trust the player.
At some point, I get protecting the player, but I also get letting the player speak for his own body. And if he felt okay, I'm going to let him go out there until something happens and he's not okay.
Draymond hard drive.
That's how you learn.
And I mean, in the previous game, you could put him out there for a little bit, for a couple of minutes. Maybe put him on a minutes restriction even.
Yeah.
And
if
he doesn't look normal, then pull him out as soon as you can.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I hear what you guys are saying, but they're trusting their training staff. They're thinking the whole series. Draymond makes 2 free throws, by the way. He was met at the rim and fouled by Kawhi. So first foul on Kawhi Leonard, something to pay attention to. 15-10. But I get your point, Jasmine. Look, and maybe the Warriors will look back on that and regret it when the series is over. But, I mean, it's sort of like that confidence that, hey, look, we're good enough to do this even if we go down 2-1, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the confidence Golden State has. And when you're a team that has been down 3-1 in a series and come back and won it, well...
I mean, Draymond post-game said he was pretty relaxed after Game 3 loss. He was like, you go in on Friday, you win Game 3, you go back to Toronto, you win that game, and then you win another game, and then fun times ahead. And I'm just like, I don't know, man.
And maybe they are confident that KD is going to come back, but that, to me, doesn't really seem to be the case. So, I don't know. You're banking on a lot with this current roster.
Steph on the drive, steps back, gets himself away from Kawhi and hits about an 18-footer. That gets you to 17-10 and a timeout on the floor by Toronto. Danny Green's 0 for 4. Siakam's 0 for 3. It's almost worse than that because a lot of those shots have been fairly easy and he's missed them. And Van Vliet's come off the bench, missed a 3. So that's how you get to 3 for 13. Your Toronto Raptors down by 7. It could be, I mean, if the Warriors are playing well, it could be worse.
If the Warriors had Kevin Durant, it'd be way worse. So they're lucky to be in this spot.
Well, if the Warriors had Kevin Durant, this would be wrapping up here.
Well, and that's not for the record, Toronto fans, not trying to take anything away from you if you do end up winning the title this year. But I think everybody can look in the mirror and say that this war of attrition is the main reason why the Raptors have won this because the Warriors.
Hi, Alex. Alex is in the chat.
The Warriors have not crossed line. Alex Savis. Hey, what's going on, UFC? Well, I didn't know that Alex. Was that too over the top?
She's usually in here every game. Says one comment and then leaves.
Okay, well we'll take.
So she hates us.
But it goes by so fast that I'd never
nice
see it.
Of her to say hello.
Yeah.
They've been covering UFC 238, which is in Chicago this weekend.
Yes,
we'll get some great coverage. Follow us all over the place. And you can follow Alex on Twitter. Alex
at Alex Savis.
At Alex Savas. See, that's what happens when you come and you say hello to us. Anybody else wants to say hello?
She said, "Made my life."
So, rewinding back here to where were we at? Right there, I forgot. Regardless.
Let's roll the tape back.
Roll the tape.
You were saying that you were talking about Kevin Durant and how the Raptors fans should still be proud.
You got to know if you're Toronto, if this Warriors team had been healthy, we're not beating them. I mean, let's be real.
Yeah.
I
think if KD were back, I think maybe the Raptors still take Game 1 because they were riding off an insane energy from their fans. Pascal had a huge game.
And Drake wore a Del Curry jersey.
That was Game 2, wasn't it?
I don't know. No, I don't know.
It's all blended together, all the Drake
that seems like a very long
instances.
time ago, honestly.
I'm just saying, I wouldn't have an inferiority complex about it if I was a Raptors fan. They weren't healthy. We were. We managed Kawhi all season long.
Yeah,
he played 50. He sat out 22 games.
Well, no, if you're a Raptors fan, you can't get in the what if yet. Oh, this doesn't matter. No, it's huge for your franchise.
Yeah, I don't want it to be like we're putting an asterisk next to this championship because Kevin Durant didn't play. Like,
right,
if the Raptors win, like they won it. I don't want it to be, and I know it won't be that way. A lot of people, Golden State fans, probably other NBA fans, are going to be like, well, Kevin Durant didn't even play, so.
I mean, there are no NBA titles really with an asterisk next to him. You won or you didn't, and yes, injuries happen, but that's part of the game.
You said there's no NBA championships with asterisks next to them. I mean, maybe not to you, but to NBA fans, there definitely are.
Why don't you speak to that, Jasmine?
Like Kevin Durant winning 2 championships in Golden State on a team that won 73 games the previous season. Like, people think like his championships don't count as much.
Well,
I disagree.
And so for this, I know that's why I said it's your opinion. I'm saying that in the grander scheme of things, there are people that are going to think that if the Raptors win this, it's not going to mean as much because Kevin Durant's on the floor.
Well, most of those people are Warriors fans, so by that argument, then they need to, I don't know, acknowledge that theirs don't mean as much if that's what they're going to say. It's the same energy.
Speaking of Warriors fans or non-Warriors fans, Draymond getting up there and just talking about how the whole world is rooting against them and that 47 of the 50 states are rooting for the Raptors.
Their teams are at home.
Plus all of Canada, and literally every household in Canada seems to be watching. The NBA Finals ratings in America suck. But they're phenomenal in Canada. It's not actually every household. I think it's about 22% of all households in the entire
all of Canada.
In all of Canada are watching.
22%. Wow.
Which is greater than basketball's ever been watched in #WeTheNorth. So I think this is actually a great finals for the NBA. I mean, you're getting a ton of exposure.
Yeah, it expands your global brand for them having a team that's not in the country playing. You have a whole new fan base, and for this to be the only team in that country, the entire country is backing Toronto versus just the Bay Area and your scattered about Golden State fans throughout the rest of the country.
Some bitter fan in Vancouver's rooting against him.
And
wants Brian Country Reeves back.
Yeah.
Well, fadeaway shot, Kawhi, good. 17-12 jumper in the lane. Kevon Looney, good. 19-12.
And there's contrarians everywhere. Like, there's people who grew up in Boston who are Yankee fans just because they want to be different.
Are there?
Yes.
That's like a real dangerous way to live life if you're actually a Yankee fan in Boston. Here's Draymond on the push. Looked for Steph, didn't give it to him. Sean Livingston is in, working on Van Vliet.
Jesus. Sean Livingston has not played well.
He has not. He's starting to show his age.
Some people are like, is this going to be like his last year? Should he hang it up? Like him and Andre, should they just call it a career? Because if you're the Warriors and you're looking to regain, you're trying to maintain that we run the Western Conference, part of the reason they were so good at the start of their dynasty is because they were able to get bargain guys who were still pretty fresh in their careers, who were willing to come off the bench for 5-10 minutes in the finals and put up productive minutes. So if you're trying to retool this team for next year, aren't you trying to go back to the drawing board and see, all right, who can we come in to fill the Iggy role or the Sean Livingston role instead of keeping these guys?
Instead of these aging guys.
Yeah, instead of these old men.
Aging Hall of Famers, future Hall of Famers.
Sure. I mean, Sean Livingston.
No, not Sean Livingston. But
Hall
of Famer.
Okay.
You're 100% right. At some point, they're going to have to get younger here.
That shot does not count.
A lot of their future plans obviously hinges on Kevin Durant, his decision. But
Kevin Durant, the future Brooklyn.
And Clay. We don't talk about Clay and his decision enough. I think
because
we've kind of assumed he's coming back, but he could leave.
He's not leaving. Come on.
No, I don't think so either. But I mean, he has the option.
He does, but that's not going on. It's very interesting what's going on with Kyrie right now in the Brooklyn Nets. It's very interesting what's going on with whatever the hell's going on in Kawhi's head and what's going on in KD's head. It's going to be an unbelievable summer.
Nice find by Draymond. It was just
McKinney on the drive.
Okay.
Ooh, there's a young Warrior
finesse.
Getting work. Biggest lead of the game for Golden State is they're up by 11, 23-12. This is going to be the lowest scoring quarter for the Raptors, most likely.
The fact that this is still the first quarter is wild to me. I feel like we've been moving at a snail's pace in this quarter. Let's get it going.
The flow has been lacking tonight.
It's been very choppy. It's been very the first 3 minutes of the game. It was like nobody scored, and it was just brick after brick after brick, 3 turnover. Oh God, it was terrible.
I mean, I don't want to make this into a psychology exercise here, but it almost seems like Toronto came out in Game 3 with urgency and to prove something. And tonight, it's just their mindset is just not the same.
I mean, to me, I get that the Warriors are down 2-1, but the pressure is on the Raptors, in my opinion. Because if Kevin Durant comes back, let's say the Warriors win this game and it's tied 2-2, and then KD comes back Game 5. Granted, it's in Toronto, but that's a huge game changer. Even if he's at 60% of what Kevin Durant is, that's huge for the Warriors.
Sure, but, I mean, look, Golden State's got to win tonight. The Raptors are fine. They're going to have, if they lose, they got 5 and 7 at home.
Sure.
Serge Ibaka.
With Kevin Durant looming.
But I don't think he's playing on Monday. I really don't. We'll see. Maybe I'll be wrong. Steph on the drive all the way to the glass. Layup, no. Rebound, tipped
no
in
one
by
thought
Looney.
that man was playing, and here
but
he
if
is.
you're the Raptors, you're not saying, "Oh, let's play light tonight," because Kevin Durant doesn't seem like he's playing. You want to win. You definitely want to win this game.
Right. Long game, by the way, here, too. Kawhi in the lane. Fadeaway shot is in. 25-14. Tough shot by Kawhi. Kawhi looks great. The rest of the Raptors do not.
But being on pace for, 14 times 4, math, hard.
I don't know. Don't ask me those questions.
Steph
Less
for
than
3,
60 points,
no.
not good.
Rebound Kawhi. No, that would be, he's out there on pace for 56. 3 ball, good. Kawhi.
I said
Kawhi.
less than 60.
That's okay. I didn't hear this. Good job. Good math.
Good math.
I feel you.
The next highest scorer on the Raptors right now is Kyle Lowry with 2 points, by the way. So
Yeah, that's
not great, guys. Not great.
Kawhi keeping him in the game here.
Kawhi's got 14.
Only down 8. Steph on the drive. Steph for Looney. Off his leg. Rebound or turnover to the Raptors. Powell running out.
Look up.
Danny Green for Kawhi. Fakes the 3. Shoots the 3. He missed the 3.
All of that was in such slow motion too.
Yeah, that would have been a huge shot to make it a 5-point game. It's an 8-point game as we have played 1 quarter of basketball. The Raptors are 2 of 10 from the 3-point line, 6 of 21 from the field, and I would kind of say they're almost fortunate to be down 8.
Oh, they're 100% fortunate. I mean, you're hoping that Danny Green can turn it around. Maybe he's missed all the shots he's going to miss tonight. Maybe that's it. It's just the 4, 0 for 4, 0 for 3.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. That's bad.
Outside of the third quarter of Game 2, it has not felt like either of these teams has really taken advantage when the opposing team is not playing well. No one has really just ran away with it. I guess you could say last game maybe little bit,
yeah.
but it always kind of felt like the Warriors could kind of come back at any given moment.
Well, last game it was very slow, gradually. The Raptors just kind of kept wrapping a new layer on it of okay, we're not gonna let you break through this deficit, and it just kept going and going and going. There was never a time where the Warriors, like you said, got on a run. So neither side has been able to take care.
To me,
These moments.
I would be surprised if Golden State has enough firepower to run away from this. Toronto would have to just shoot so bad. But
Hey,
early going, it's very possible that they could, as they're, again, 6 for 21 from the field and 2 of 10 from 3.
yeah, I mean, we'll like you said, lots of basketball left to be played.
Hey, we got 1 quarter in. That's it. Let's remind everybody that they can get some cool stuff tonight, Jasmine, if they want to, we got a little 10% off, right?
Yeah, so actually first let's do a giveaway.
All right.
We're going to do our first giveaway of the night.
First giveaway. You have a chance to win. You can get lucky right now. And look at that.
So the first item we're going to be giving away is a lovely Everest mug. You see it dangling there on the screen. The way this works is I'm going to ask a question. You're going to give us your answer through email. Do not put it in the chat. That's not how you win. A lot of people have been catching L's in the chat because they don't listen to me. So what you're going to do is I'm going to ask a question. You're going to send your answer to NBALive@fansided.com. The first person to respond to us correctly will get contacted by us. You will get this mug. You will be shouted on the stream. You will drink all of the beverages of your choice. So the first question of the night is, no purchase necessary, U.S. residents only, and you have to be 18 years or older to win this mug. First question, how many points did Steph Curry score in Game 3 of the NBA Finals? Pretty easy to look up.
I feel like we might have mentioned that.
No looking it up. If you don't know it, you're out. Have some integrity. I try to mention this every game. If you don't know it, the way to go about this is to guess. If you do know it, then go ahead and win.
And probably someone's already popped it in the chat because no one listens to me.
And by the way, it's just great to get mail. I got mail today.
It feels good.
So again, that question is, how many points did Steph Curry score in Game 3 of the NBA Finals, the game that happened on Wednesday night? We were streaming it here. Send your answer to NBALive@fansided.com. It is on the screen. It is in the chat. The first person to answer correctly will get a shout out from us on the stream. You will get your mug, and you will be claimed a winner. And for all the losers out there, because there's going to be a lot of losers.
There's no losers. Totally disagree.
For all of those losers,
participation trophies for all
gonna
of
be a
you.
few
you can head over to swag.fansided.com and use the promo code NBA Finals to get off 10% off of your order. No minimum purchase. There is no limit to how many times you can use this code. Again, that code is NBA Finals to get 10% off of your purchase on anything at swag.fansided.com.
Swag.fansided.com. Some sweet shirts over there, and we're working on an even better one, which
Shirts,
is the On the Mark
hats.
shirt for the On the Mark with Mark Carman podcast, which is an awesome podcast. And I would love it if you subscribed, watched, listened. You can't watch it; it's a podcast.
Comment. Leave a review.
Leave a rating.
Rating.
On the
That's
Mark
what it's called.
with
I
Mark
posted a
Carman.
link in the chat, Carm.
Okay.
Click the link, folks.
There. Oh, and by the way,
There's a link in the chat to go to Mark Carman's podcast On the Mark
Thank you
with
so
Mark
much.
Carman.
Thank you so much. They took away, by the way, the Steph Curry layup got taken away as he did not get it off before the shot clock expired. So it's 23-17.
Surge coming down the paint.
As we start the second quarter, Surge short shot is good,
Raptors coming out with some energy.
and the Raptors all of a sudden within 4. Feels like we have a little bit of momentum shift here.
And I think we're going to bring in Mike from Raptors Rapture.
Okay, our first guest of the night. That's very exciting. Love it as we will get some expert opinion from the North, if we will.
Mike Bassetti,
Mike
site
Bas-
expert.
We
Raptors
are ringing
Rapture.
him.
Oh, we're calling him right now. Very cool. Very cool.
I did a test a few minutes earlier. He was good, so let's see.
I got confidence in you, Mike. I know you're going to answer the phone. You want to be on this show. You need to be on this show. It's.
Where is Mike?
We need you on that wall. We want you on that wall.
Fred VanVleet for 3. No.
Rim it no good. Rebound to Sean Livingston. Golden State the basketball. They lead it by 4. Long.
Hey.
Boogie.
Boogie looking agile.
Boogie behind the defense, catching it and laying it in all in one motion. Way to go, Boogie. That was his most skilled play of the night. Anybody want to disagree with that?
No.
All right, we got Mike.
Here we go.
Mike, what's going on? Welcome to NBA Finals Game 4. Great to see you. And let's check
There he
in.
is.
What's going on with your Raptors tonight, Mike? The shooting is not looking as crisp as it has in prior games. They look a little tight out there. What are you seeing?
Yeah, I think that everybody looks tight besides Kawhi right now. You have an example of the Raptors just not shooting the ball well. I think that their looks have actually been pretty decent. So I think that's encouraging. Right now it's just been poor shot making, particularly from the perimeter and particularly from anybody not named Kawhi Leonard.
So how do you, if you're Toronto right now, okay, and you know that as the series goes along, I guess the Warriors can get more and more healthy, but aren't you sitting here right now, Mike, feeling like this is borderline like your series to lose? Don't you feel an incredibly amount of control and confidence? You've outscored them in 10 of 12 quarters. You've had one bad stretch. You should be up 3-0.
Yeah, I think that you have to be pretty confident right now. Obviously, as the Raptors start to come, or as the Warriors start to get more healthy, that control starts to fade a little bit for the Raptors. So the time is kind of ticking for them right now. But they've outplayed the Warriors, like you said, in 10 of 12 quarters. If it wasn't for one stretch during the third quarter of Game 2, they would be up 3-0 in this series, and it would likely be over. But it's 2-1 right now. They have a chance to steal a game here, and heading back to Toronto, even down 2-2, worst case scenario, you have home court advantage in a best-of-3 series.
Follow Mike on Twitter, by the way, at Raptors Rapture, Rapture. Go ahead, Josh.
Mike, taking a step back, Nick Nurse has been pretty good in the playoffs, making some interesting and perhaps bold adjustments. How do you think Raptors fans are feeling about him right now in his first year as the coach with these adjustments he's made in the playoffs?
I think it's a begrudging acceptance. At first, he kind of got outcoached by Brett Brown and that Philadelphia 76ers in my eyes. He didn't match Joel Embiid's and Marc Gasol's minutes, which was something that Raptors fans really wanted to see. And there are a couple other small things that I think Brett Brown got the better of him with. But since then, he's been absolutely fantastic. He stuck with Fred VanVleet, which is obviously paying dividends, as Fred VanVleet with the Sun is much better than Fred VanVleet before that. And he's really kind of turned it around here this postseason. Like I said, I thought the Philadelphia 76ers series was rough, but he's been good, and he was great in the Milwaukee series, and I think he's done well so far here.
By the way, if you want to follow Mike specifically, at Mike BO Sports, Mike Bassetti doing a great job covering the Toronto Raptors.
So talking a little bit about Danny Green, he went 6 of 10 from the three-point line in Game 3. Tonight he started off 0 for 6 from the field so far. Do you think that maybe Game 3 was the best we're going to see of him in the finals? I mean, what do you think he has to do to basically build off of that Game 3 performance?
Another shooting time with Shaq, perhaps.
Right, yeah, he was really bad in the Eastern Conference Finals, so I'm not sure if Game 3 was a little bit of a lucky performance by him, but he's obviously had big performances in the finals before. So it's not as if Danny Green has suddenly forgotten how to shoot. I think it's more just kind of random chance that it's been this bad and this good kind of in the past couple games. Danny Green's played in a finals before. I don't think he's shy of the moment or anything like that. I think it's just something that you're going to have to hang in there and take the good with the bad, and hopefully it's good here for the last couple games.
Kawhi getting a rest here as we start the second quarter. Raptors not exactly super crisp here. 4 Raptors standing in the lane. They let a rebound go. It bounces out to Sean Livingston, who knocks down a 15-footer. 6-point game, 31-25, as we talk to Mike Bassetti, who covers the Raptors at Mike Bo Sports. What's it like in Toronto right now, Mike? I mean, the scenes are just incredible. Is this like Christmas every day? What would you say?
Yeah, it's insane that people are coming out at 5 a.m. to get ready to watch TV outside on a different screen. So it's crazy right now. It's really funny that Canada has all these different hockey teams and all these different environments, but yet they only have one basketball team. So it's really cool to see and kind of see the fan base get behind this team like this.
Wait, hold on a second. They're getting up at 5 in the morning to go to, what do they call it, wherever the playground is?
Jurassic Park.
Yeah,
Jurassic Park?
You forgot that name?
I don't know.
Jurassic Park, yeah.
They get up.
They're going outside at 5 a.m. to go outside to watch it on a different screen than they otherwise would.
And probably drinking at that hour too. So
I would hope so.
So how many people do they allow in Jurassic Park?
They've kind of increased the size each time here with different screens, so I don't know what the final capacity is up to, but they're up to 28 different kind of team-sponsored Jurassic Parks, and obviously the biggest one outside the arena. It's getting bigger and bigger each game. They have more and more space out to fans, so I'm not sure of the total number, but it's a crazy high amount.
I didn't know that they had multiple outside of the one that we see on TV. I didn't know there's 28 of them.
Yeah, they've been doing them in the suburbs as of late to kind of like have different areas for fans to go to if you're not actually in the city of Toronto.
A lot
so
of
that's
various
pretty cool.
watch parties. That's cool.
Do you all have TVs up there? Can't you, sit at home and enjoy the game with your friends?
Yeah, as much talk as the ratings have gotten recently, I think that Canadians all need to turn on their TV just in case as they go to watch it at a watch party, just so that they get those numbers artificially up. But yeah, I think that we're hurting the ratings by all watching it together. So,
what a community! Everybody just wants to hang out, huh?
Yeah, get together, perhaps have a few Molsons, a few Labatts. You guys get it.
What's Mike? I don't want to be too weird, but what's on the sticky notes back there? You got to pick up some Kleenex. Well, we got some ice cream. You got a whole situation going on.
Yeah, I got a lot to do. That's just a reminder each week of feeding the dog, stuff like that. Take the sticky note off, and I know I've done it. So
I'm just trying to learn the culture even better here. And Jasmyn, you got anything else here?
No.
What's your prediction for the series, Mike?
I'm gonna say Raptors in 7. I think they probably take either one of Game 4 or Game 5. Then it probably goes Warriors in Game 6 at Oracle, and then winner take all Game 7. So we'll say Raptors in 7 for now.
Okay.
If it gets to Game 7, I get real nervous if I'm you, Mike. I'm just
I'm not going to say I feel good about it, but that's what I have right now.
All right, I got you all winning in 5, just so you know. Raps in 5.
More confident than me.
Yeah,
so.
I see.
Yeah, I don't know how you can
it's
say
'cause he's
you're nervous
delusional.
about him in 7 when you're taking
Well,
the
I
Raptors in 5.
don't want. If it gets to 7, that means the Golden State has righted the ship, and maybe KD's playing, and the Raptors have been known to not exactly come through in the biggest moments. I got that it's different now with Kawhi and all that, but that's a lot of pressure in a Game 7 for one team that's been there a ton and one that has not. So that's why I don't love Game 7. I think that makes a lot of sense here, team. Mike, great stuff, man.
All right, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, go on out to Jurassic Park, whatever's close to you right now. I know you want to leave us and go have fun with your people.
All right, thanks. Hey, have a good one.
All right.
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, Mike.
At Mike Bo Sports and at Raptors Rapture. Can you believe that? 28 Raptors Jurassic Parks. I love.
Can you imagine if all of them are watching our stream? Man.
I mean, officially, Canada's just cooler than we are. Let's just
For sure. 100%. Yeah.
I mean, are you kidding?
I do want to give out another mention of the trivia question. For those of you who are dropping it in the chat, that's not how you win. So the trivia question again is how many points did Steph Curry score in Game 3 of the Finals? You submit your answer to NBALive@fansided.com through email, obviously, and that's how you win. The first person with the correct answer will get a shout-out and will receive this lovely mug. So
open email, NBALive@fansided.com. Subject, I'm the winner. Steph Curry. However many points you think he scored.
Skip the subject line. Be efficient.
there we go.
Fair enough.
Play with the easy lane, by the way.
All right, back to live action here. 6:35 to go with Clay getting the lane. Warriors back up 6, 33-27. The layup goes down. Siakam working on Bogut. Got him in the air. Lefty flip. Missed it. Pascal Siakam's been awful tonight. There's no way around it. He's killing them.
I mean, they're all killing him. Everybody not named Kawhi Leonard is playing atrociously. Aside from Serge Ibaka, who's 3 or 4 from the field, he's got 6 points.
I mean, Danny Green is 0 for 6. Siakam's 1 for 5.
I think we got the Danny Green game. Like you kind of have to go through the checklist of like, all right, so we've got a Pascal Siakam game, check. You got a Danny Green game. You've had a Fred VanVleet playoff, his entire playoff career this season. So
Somebody's got to hit a 3. Kawhi's the only one who's hit a 3-pointer. That's Danny Green's 0 for 5, Kyle Lowry 0 for 1, Fred VanVleet 0 for 1. Wow.
Yeah, they're 2 of 12 from the three-point line. That is 17%. They're showing Al Attles, who's a great Golden State Warrior from back in the day when the Warriors were a phenomenal club in the 70s. He's getting some good love at Oracle Arena tonight.
The Warriors aren't that much better from beyond the arc right now. Clay is the only one who has hit a 3-pointer, 1 of 8, 12.5%.
We've got Kawhi on the drive. Kawhi cut off. Kawhi fading away. Tough shot. Missed it. Rebound to Andrew Bogut. I almost called him Vlade Divac. Long down court pass to the layup on the glass and good for Draymond with some quick, adept hands right there, grabbing the basketball and getting it up real nicely off the glass and good. 35-29 after Siakam makes a layup.
Okay. That was odd. Kyle Lowry just kind of fell over himself, and who even scored? Pascal Siakam just late. I'm so confused at what just happened.
Siakam got a layup. At least they're counting it on the screen here. I don't think they're taking it away. Lowry was in the lane, got knocked down, dropped it for Siakam, who you could have argued he cleared out, but I know that's a foul on Bogut all day.
Pulling his arm down.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Siakam was here, but Bogut was grabbing his arm. So 1 free throw coming for Pascal Siakam, who, to his credit, is continuing to be aggressive. I'll give him that.
And I like seeing him go to the line because that's not one of his strong suits. So if he can get some scoring done at the line, it's good for the Raptors.
Pascal shoots his free throws about, I'd say, 6 inches or so beyond the foul line.
That's how I do mine too.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Because you shoot it too strong?
Yeah.
I don't know.
He shoots it strong on that little tiny hoop over there. He's trying to put a damn dent in the wall.
That's where I feel comfortable.
Okay. Short shot by Steph on the right baseline is good, 37-30. Raptors trailing by 7. In the lane, Lowry out to Gasol for 3. Nope. Rebound on the floor, and we're going to get a foul on Golden State over the back of Kyle Lowry. Okay.
Well, I mean, if you're the Raptors, you're playing like crap and you're only down 7. If you're the Warriors, you're also playing not very well, and you're only up 7.
Yeah, it feels like sort of like a role reversal. This is how the Raptors have been up like this pretty much all series long, and Golden State's hung around. But it feels like, I don't know, the Raptors have actual firepower to get back in this, whereas the Warriors have not. At least they haven't when they've been hurt. 3-ball for Kawhi, way off the mark. Rebound tipped around. Ibaka's got it. Short shot, good. Serge Ibaka's been big tonight. 4 for 5. He's got 8.
No one contested his putback.
Must be his cooking. The bull penis is working out for him.
Oh, jeez.
The dude made bull penis. If you haven't seen the video, go check Rachel Nichols' Twitter out.
Quota on that of the evening.
Ashley Young sent it to me to make sure that I saw it. I want that on the record.
Actually coming in clutch. Whoa.
You're gonna get our stream banned from the internet.
No,
Demonetized.
There's no banning. This is
Okay.
prime
Based on you.
You don't use YouTube very often.
this is prime time ESPN stuff. If they can do it, we can do it. Damn it.
This is not
37-32. One free throw coming for Kyle Lowry, which is going to go in as we're watching with 4:43 to go here. Raptors hanging right there. Who thinks Toronto's going to be up at the half?
Probably you.
Probably me is
Probably
right.
you.
You are riding that wave way too strong.
Yeah, I need you to chill.
I mean, they're
For you to like
law of
so
averages. They got to shoot better than they're shooting right now. Second
right,
free throw's good.
but for you to so strongly be like the Raptors are going to win the series in 5 games is such a slap in the face to the Warriors.
I'm okay with it.
Well, clearly you are.
I'm just calling what I'm seeing.
Like I can't have a logical argument with you about this because it's just so ridiculous.
I don't think it's okay. 3 ball by Steph,
And
no
he's
good.
fouled.
Also, I didn't
Oh,
get
no.
Ooh, wow.
Foul.
Wow.
Offensive foul.
That you do not see. Steph shot a 3, kicked out his leg, and they called it an offensive
Wow.
foul, and I'm kicking out his
Maybe
leg.
they're just sick of seeing it.
Hate
It's
to
gone
see
on
it.
too long.
I can't remember that ever being called.
No, it's never been
Let's
called
see.
on him.
No, it always gets called on him. That's why during the regular season he held up a 1-3 because he's like maybe if I was wearing a James Harden jersey.
Oh yeah, I do remember that. Yeah.
They wouldn't
Good
call that on
callback.
me. Yeah.
Marc
And
Gasol just
complete wasted opportunity.
letting a pass just
And
float
there's
by him,
Clay,
and Clay for
just
3
waiting
is in.
for the 3, and of course
You still
he
think the
makes it.
Raptors are gonna be up at halftime?
That was a bad sequence right there.
Yeah, pretty
Not
bad.
great, not
pretty
great.
bad.
I mean, Marc Gasol was like he had cement shoes and couldn't move off the 3-point line right there.
12 points for Clay, by the way.
3
minutes
ball
ago.
for Kyle Lowry. Nope. Rebound to Bogut. And the Warriors, the basketball, looking to push. Steph for Clay. Fade away.
Oh.
Good. Clay Thompson.
What did I say? Clay's going off.
He's back.
He's going off tonight.
He wants to. Wow.
He's pissed at everybody.
I have never seen
He
him
is-
that excited about anything.
It's because he knows he should have played in Game 3.
Well, he's trying to get a performance out there for 2 games at a time. He's got to make up for it.
Well, also, look, he knows that
and he's got Kyle Lowry on him. It's a mismatch.
he knows.
Kyle Lowry's butt's not going to get it done.
Nope, not today. What's he? Oh,
Yes.
nice.
Oof.
Nice.
Would you like to describe what he was just doing?
No.
Can
You
they
can
show
describe
that on
that.
TV? Is that allowed?
They showed it in slow motion, so I think it is, Wilson.
Don't.
We're good.
We're okay. We can talk about what's going on. Clay acting like he was grabbing something very large with both of his hands. Congratulations, Clay.
Huge
as
feat.
He's playing
That's what it was.
big in this particular moment of the NBA Finals.
Just like I expected him to.
Well, and he's 6 for 9, 14 points. He's got a couple of assists.
2 of 4 from 3.
He's
He's the most, not the most efficient up there though.
and look, this as challenging as this is for Golden State, this has also got to be considered fun for Golden State. People are counting them out. I'm counting them out.
You're counting them out.
There's a lot of if you've polled right now who's going to win the series, the Raptors are.
There's a lot of stupid people then taking that poll.
It's
I'm sorry. I think it's the
And
most.
there's trolls taking
I'm
that
sorry. I
poll.
just think it's the most moronic thing that people are like, oh, all of a sudden after one game, the Warriors they're dead. Like I find it's
not
in the words of Stephen A. Smith, it's blasphemous.
Okay.
It's crap.
So hold on a second. First of all, no one's necessarily saying they're dead, but if you had to bet on who's going to win the series, a lot of people are taking the Raptors. So, and I think that's logical right now. Now, me saying they're going to win in 5 is a little bit over the top, but I don't think it's that
I don't know
over
if
the
I'd
top.
say it's a little over the top. I think if the Raptors win this series, it's going to be in 7. There's absolutely no way they would.
No, I could see them winning in 6, but again, I think
I
this.
can't see them winning
How
in 6
can
either.
you say there's no way? You don't think they have any chance tonight?
No.
Okay. I mean, you're right.
Clay's mad. Steph is going to do
Clay's
stuff.
pissed off.
Okay. I mean, I think you've got a little over Warrior going on.
Well, you're the one. You're saying the Raptors are going to win in 5. I think, saying the Raptors have no chance tonight is just as bold as that.
Okay, well, listen. If they win tonight, they're going home, and I've taken Toronto. So we'll see. Listen, well, I right now Golden State is up 8. We got 3:48 to go in the second quarter. Toronto's not playing very well at all. In fact, they're playing awful. They're still hanging around, but right now this looks. I mean, if you're a Warriors fan, you got to feel pretty good about it.
This has nothing to do with tonight, but I didn't get to troll you yesterday for. You still think the Nets are just a cute story after freeing up all that money?
Well, they're trying to not be a cute story. They're trying to actually get legit. I mean, they're trying to not be these adorable.
Both
Nets
of you are like
anymore.
looking at me for like a backup.
I don't.
I'm just gonna wait.
I do not think you are in a position to tempt someone to sign with you if you were just a cute story this year.
What would you call the Knicks as they're trying to tempt someone to sign with them?
A depressing ass
Yeah,
story.
and they're probably going to get people that just because they're trying to lure
I
someone.
don't think so.
You don't
The
think
society-
no one's signing with New York?
The Society says in the chat, "What is this guy doing dismissing the Warriors?" Where'd that go? Yeah,
Who's
what is this guy doing dismissing the champs? That's what it says.
Okay, so you're a Golden State fan. Maybe they'll do it. I'm not dismissing them. I'm making my prediction.
Hunter says Carm underestimates the 2 greatest 3-point shooters ever.
Hey, look, I'm not underestimating anything. I'm just giving Toronto a lot of credit.
When someone asks, "Where's LeBron James?" Good question.
Good question. Hanging out.
Last time I checked on his Instagram story, he was in the pool, flipping over like a duck-like floaty.
Kyle Lowry,
eating tacos.
fadeaway shot, good. 42-36, 3:28 to go. I really, this would be interesting. If Toronto wins tonight, I want to hear what you're going to say, Wilson.
I mean, I don't have much. I will have run wrong about this game. That's for sure.
If Toronto wins that, I want you to walk off the set when it's over and not come back till Game 5.
Well, that's what we will all do when this game is over: is walk off the set.
Short shot tipped out of bounds off of the Raptors. Golden State will keep it up by 6.
Got a lot of people saying Raps in 5. By the way, Toronto in 7.
They're showing the Kyle Lowry play with the Mark Stevens minority owner, who was not at the game tonight. Fadeaway shot by Steph is good. Beautiful shot, Steph Curry. 44-36. Warriors by 8. Marcus Sol looking
Shoot
for
it from
help.
right there.
Instead, Lowry.
I would have loved it if he was.
He's got that range.
Hey man, shoot or shoot.
Lowry for Siakam, guarded by Draymond. Siakam on the drive. His pass deflected.
Look at that.
Ball's on the floor.
Look at Clay getting busy.
Siakam has it tipped out of bounds by Draymond. Raptors will keep it 4.8 of a second to shoot here with 2:42 to go in the first half. Coming up at halftime, Brandon Jefferson will be with us. As we always love talking to Brandon, so we'll talk to him in 2 minutes and 42 seconds of basketball time.
And we'll have another edition of.
Tweet.
Oh my God! All 3 suck.
Who
Tweeted that. One more time.
One more time.
At halftime, we will have another edition of.
Who tweeted that?
As you can see on the whiteboard there.
Okay, Kawhi Leonard shooting the
Chalkboard,
ball
whatever.
over the
Blackboard.
over
Chalkboard.
the top of his head. Nowhere close. Steph for 3. Nope. Rebound Toronto. Toronto pushing. 3 ball around and
There's
out.
that customary Kyle Lowry shooting with 24 seconds left on.
That one I didn't mind though.
He could have kicked it to Fred VanVleet though. I'd rather him shoot the 3, honestly.
floating shot Draymond way off the mark. That was disgusting.
Or was that trying to be an alley-oop to Bogut? Because I feel like he seemed it.
They kicked that one to Fred VanVleet. Instead, now in the post, Siakam working on Draymond. Actually,
Doubled.
Iguodala, double team. His pass tipped out of bounds by Draymond, intended for Kyle Lowry and Pascal. Siakam and Kyle Lowry having some conversation.
Hey, that's the lady
girl,
that talked over Beyonce. Oof.
She just got crushed.
Tough look.
You do not want to mess with Queen Bee's fans.
I'm sorry, it was
Well, it was a little
distasteful.
too far.
It was,
Awful?
it was terrible,
Also?
but the content was great. I'm sorry.
I mean, I liked it when it was funny jokes, but death threats.
I
that's
didn't
another thing.
read any of that. I just kept watching the clip over and over again. I was like, wow, she did that.
Kevon Looney just checked back in with 2 minutes to go here. Kawhi on the drive, cut off. Now gets back in the lane, fighting his way, fadeaway shot. Nope.
I mean,
Marcus Sol pushed down by. They're gonna.
That's a tough miss, but that's what the Raptors need right now. Kawhi's just gotta muscle it in and
Yeah,
do
they
this
need
at this
to
point.
they need to stop shooting threes because clearly that's not working for them. Nobody's making them. Has anyone? Let's see. Has anyone made a 3 yet other than
Nope.
Kawhi? No. So let's see. Danny Green is 0 for 5. Kyle Lowry's 0 for 3. Gasol 0 for 1. And Siakam 0 for 1.
Still, only 2 players in this game in general have made 3-pointers: Clay and Kawhi.
Yikes.
Marc Gasol first free throw is in, 7-point game. He can make it a 2-possession game if he can knock down this free throw. And again, coming up at halftime, our main man, Brandon Jefferson, will be with us as we will get his reaction to the first half at Jefferson_hoops on Twitter. And you can also read his stuff at The Step Back, which The Step Back is your place for outstanding basketball coverage. And there you see our Twitters. We appreciate all followers. We shout you out. I'm at The Carm. She's at Jasmyn Wimbish. And he is at Josh Wilson FS. 3-ball by Draymond. Nearly broke the side of the backboard.
Bad miss from him.
Raptors running. Kawhi.
Beale Street Bears, our fan-sided site, said, don't hate on Gasol. Trust me, man. I'm not hating on Gasol. That's my guy. Love Marc Gasol. These two might, but in my heart,
I don't hate Gasol.
He's a Hall of
Gasol at all.
Famer.
I hate his pouting when he doesn't get a foul call. But
That's my favorite thing about him. Did you see that photo when Steph was shooting a 3 and then they caught his reaction in the background? It was the
Can't
greatest thing
stand
ever.
it.
It was great.
Steph 3-ball, hit the rim a couple times, came off, rebound to the Raptors. Van Vliet thought about a 3, didn't shoot it. Gasol.
Too much dribbling
Terrible
from
take.
Van Vliet.
Yep.
Raptors offense right now is just flat out struggling.
You've got two defenders
There's
there you go.
shadowing. There it is.
From Kawhi to the baseline and Siakam with a beautiful touch pass.
A lot of it is tonight, as you guys have said, that it's just too slow. And right there, they were finally on time with a pass and got him to score.
Yeah. Kawhi to Siakam to Gasol for an open dunk. For one of the few easy hoops they've had all night. Baseline Looney, nearly traveled, sends it out to
comes
Iguodala.
Clay.
Back
Nice.
to Looney. Nice cut and pass by both Iguodala and Kevon Looney as the Warriors go back up by 6. Lowry gets fouled. Kevon Looney did not like the call. 2 free throws coming for Kyle Lowry, who might have a bloody nose or just has a booger. One of the two. Anybody? Ooh, that was there was a lot of ball, but also some body there too.
I wouldn't have called that one.
It's a great
It's a hell of a
backdoor.
find.
Great feed. What's the Hall of Famer Andre Iguodala done tonight? He's 0 for 1, has not scored, has 3 rebounds.
His
Those 3 rebounds, though.
his legacy is already
All
solidified.
right, no, listen, they don't need any more contribution from him right now with Kevin out.
Hey, Clay's back. He doesn't have to do too much.
Right, the Hall of Famer. He's just distinguishing himself. Hall of Famer Andre Iguodala.
There we go. Kyle
I'll
Lowry,
admit
good
that I'm
line.
wrong about Iguodala when you admit you're wrong about the Nets.
Wow, both of you hold. I didn't realize you hold that deep of a grudge over the Nets. It's so odd.
You have such a weird Nets grudge. Not from New Jersey, not a Nets fan, and the Nets were this little cute story. They traded little cute Alan Crabb to open up some flexibility. Ooh,
Well,
Terrible
Alan Crabb is
contract.
little cute Alan Crabb. That's
Terrible
why they
contract,
traded
my
him.
bad.
okay. Turnover, Warriors, basketball to the Raptors, 15 seconds left. They can make it a 1-possession game here at the halftime break, as we'll see what they do here with Kyle Lowry.
So they will not be leading at the half.
They will not be leading at the half, but they will be very much right in this ball game. I would say, considering how they played in the first half, this is a win. Here we go with Kawhi. Gasol for 3 from the left corner. No. Rebound to the Warriors, and that will do it for the first half. 46-42. If you played the under for the first half, you are a
Still,
winner.
only 2 players have hit 3-pointers. That's insane.
Yeah,
I would like to know when that's happened in an NBA Finals. Just 2 players, one from each team, hitting a
Danny
single
Green
3-pointer in the
has 0 points,
first half.
by the way. 0.
How
At
many
least
players have goose eggs right now?
At least
Him?
other players have contributed in the Raptors lineup, but Danny Green noticeably has 0 points, 2 steals, 2 turnovers, 1 rebound. That's it.
Sharp money, by the way.
Andre Iguodala and him are the 2 starters who have put up a goose egg, by the way.
Oof.
Kind of one and the same, if you ask me.
And they are both
And
former
is Danny Green a Hall of Famer?
huge NBA Finals performers. No, he's not.
Please, God, no.
I was
No and no. Thank you, by the way, everybody, for watching the first half with us. Thank you so much. Feel free to subscribe so you will know whenever we are getting it rolling. And we'd love that you joined us tonight as the Raptors down by 4. Golden State up 46-42 as they try to get the series even and make this thing hopefully an epic 2019 NBA Finals. I would love, for the record, to see 7 games. I would love to be with you guys on Monday and then again on What would it be?
It would be
Thursday?
a Thursday and a Sunday.
And then
on
Sunday.
Father's Day.
Ooh, Father's Day would be tough.
Yeah, that's why I was like, really? I don't know about that.
I
And we've got Brandon.
I would, even my 93-year-old dad, I love him to death, but I would be with you guys. All right. Brandon Jefferson joining us. Brandon_Jefferson joining us here at the Step Back for all his coverage. Brandon turning on the light and wearing a
Fire fit.
Sweet look, man.
Brandon,
UV away kit.
what was that? We missed that. I missed
Soccer.
Oh, soccer.
Soccer.
I know soccer.
Yeah, Women's World Cup today.
Okay, I'm a soccer fan.
He said underneath his breath.
Hey, Brandon, give us your first half thoughts, my friend. What are you seeing here? Golden State up by 4.
I know everyone got excited when Kevin Durant went out and the Warriors went 5.5-0 basically without him. But tonight, this is the first real pre-KD Warriors performance I've seen. They're not hitting many shots. I think both teams are like 4 for 30 combined from 3. But defensively, they're everywhere. And the Raptors, outside of Kawhi Leonard, aren't getting anything. And I think they've kind of flipped their defensive ideology on its head. Before it was shut down Kawhi, let everyone else beat you. Well, they got beat twice doing that. So now it's kind of like make Kawhi take tough shots, but don't give anyone else anything open. And they're executing that perfectly so far.
Talking about Klay Thompson, obviously he didn't play in Game 3. He's got 14 points in the first half of this game so far. In my opinion, Klay Thompson is probably the most invaluable person on the Warriors team. What do you think about that?
I think for the series, he's the one they can't have leave anymore. Without KD, of course, that changes the whole dynamic of the team. But I still think Steph is the guy who makes this whole thing go. Without him, you don't get, defenses worrying about tracking him from 35 feet plus, or, what we saw when Iggy hit Looney on the slip cut. Gasol had to take the step out just in case Van Vliet was stuck on the screen, and that opened up the passing lane for Looney. So I think overall, the Warriors aren't the Warriors without Steph, but for the finals, they definitely need Klay going forward, because we saw in Game 3, Steph basically tried to carry the team on his back and only got them so far.
Steph's 0 for 5 from the three-point line here, Brandon. If he goes 0 for 5 in the second half, do the Raptors win this game?
I don't think so. I think this defense is going to stick with Golden State.
Wow.
They've used Looney at opportune times so far. I was kind of surprised they brought him back in at the end of the second quarter when they did. But I think Steve Kerr was really trying to put his foot on the Raptors' neck right there, and it kind of backfired against them. Larry got to the line a couple of times. He bumped himself up to 8 points, but he's shooting terribly, but he's 4 for 4 from the free throw line. Siakam's not giving them much. Gasol, I think, hit 2 free throws at the end as well for his only points. So overall, the defense is playing great. That end of the quarter stretch just kind of stunk for a little bit.
Draymond's quotes after the last game were very much kind of "Don't worry about us." Should they be playing with a little bit more urgency to try and get a win here at home before they head back to Toronto?
I think they should, and I think they are. Obviously, they're the only team to ever lose a 3-1 lead in the finals, so I don't think they want to put themselves up against that. But more importantly, just going forward, they need kind of to just put the Raptors on their back heels a little bit. In Game 1, the Raptors were in a groove. They kind of came out and kind of played above their heads. Game 2, the Warriors struck back a little bit, but the Raptors didn't lose any confidence. Game 3, the Warriors were down pretty much everyone, and Raptors took advantage of that. This is the first game, especially that first quarter, where no one was going besides Kawhi, where in the finals, the Raptors kind of looked kind of scared of the moment. That's been like their MO basically as a franchise this whole time. But since Kawhi's gotten there, outside of Game 7 against the Sixers, we really haven't seen that from them. And this is really the first time in the finals that they've kind of looked scared of the moment.
Do you start Van Vliet or do we stick with Danny Green for the start of the second half?
I think you start Van Vliet again. It worked very well for you in Game 3. Danny Green came out on fire, maybe, runs into Shaq in the hallway and gets a pep talk again before the start of the second half. But I think Van Vliet's defense on Curry, you want to keep Curry from getting hot. Like you said, he's 0 for 5 from 3. So if you can kind of keep him under wraps as long as possible, then the Raptors can hang around. Like you see right now, it's a 4-point game, and they really aren't playing great outside of Kawhi.
Would you agree that's the worst half we've seen from Toronto?
I would say that's the worst half we've seen from both teams all postseason, and that includes Game 3 where the Warriors basically were just giving the ball to Steph and telling him to do things. These two teams really haven't found a groove. I think the Warriors are trying to force feed Klay a little bit too much. You saw Draymond trying to hot potato a pass off him early. Boogie didn't re-screen when Clay was supposed to pop out for a three, and that kind of got him jumbled up. So it shouldn't be this awkward, only because Clay just missed one game. But I think they're a little bit on edge, too, because they really know that if they are going to come back and give Kevin Durant a chance to even step on the floor, they need this game tonight.
Does Steph look dead to you? A little fatigued after his effort? Is that fair?
Maybe, but I wouldn't really see it. He's still running around, going through screens, doing all, the little ball handling tricks with 3-4 people around him. He's just missing shots, and sometimes even for the best shooter we've seen ever, the ball doesn't go through the net. So I wouldn't chalk it up as tiredness, even though he did pretty much give a Herculean effort in Game 3. I just think the shots were off, and that can quickly change with him.
All right, Brandon. You got the Warriors winning tonight from everything you've said? That's what I'm getting?
Yes, I got the Warriors tonight, Warriors in Game 5, and Warriors in Game 6.
My guy.
Where do you guys...
That is a smart man right there.
Man, oh, man. I really...
Until they lose, I can't count out the Warriors.
Thank
I've
you.
watched the last 3 years, and they pretty much jump up to the challenge whenever it's presented.
Okay, we'll see what happens. Brandon, well, based on that, we'll talk to you on Monday and again on Thursday. I think we're only going to talk to you on Monday.
Wow.
But we'll see. All right. Thanks for jumping on as always, Brandon. You're awesome.
No problem, guys. Have a good night.
Thanks, Brandon.
At Brandon_Jefferson, you all are just...
Well,
it is just...
Well, some might say you're the minority, so you appear to be
Apparently I am.
insane.
I think it is about that time, folks, for another edition of...
Oh!
Apparently,
Tweeted.
Richard is the only one on this
That.
game tonight. Yikes, y'all suck. Thank you, Richard, for the help.
We have not done enough Richard
Behind
Camp
the
tonight. It's a bad
scenes.
job by us.
Also, if you entered the giveaway, please respond to your email. We need to confirm your age and all that stuff. Please answer
So we
your
can
email.
shout you out.
Yeah, you guys got to get your mugs, so then I can do another giveaway.
But,
all right.
but now it's time for...
I don't say it, you say it.
Tweeted that.
No, we got to wait for Jasmine to tee it up.
Yeah. It's time for another edition of...
Who tweeted that?
You guys are so slow
Let's
with
do it one
too.
more time.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need
wanna
more
go faster?
energy.
Halftime edition of...
Who tweeted that?
There it is. That's the speed I'm looking for.
You're the only one
All right.
getting it now. Like, I go the who, Richard is the
Okay,
tweeted,
we're thinking
and you're
we're
the that.
we're
When
just
has it
wasting
ever been
time.
that?
If we
Oh, that was
complicate
weird.
it, it's
We
not
are
gonna
wasting
work.
time.
We just improvised it. I think I go first, Richard comes in, and then you go with the that.
All right,
And
Richard,
then we'll-
let's throw the first
Next
tweet
time.
on the board.
Next time.
Yeah, hold up.
This tweet was tweeted on
the bar.
May
Raise the
17th,
bar.
2015. It says, wrong thing to ask a player when they lose. What happened? How'd y'all lose? SMH, get it all the time.
It is incredible that
It's a
media,
trash question.
I love the media, as I'm a part of the media, as are you, as are you, as is Richard. So what went wrong tonight? Did you want to win, or were you okay with losing? What happened at the start of the second quarter when they scored 10 points and you didn't score at all?
So your
Well,
answer to
James,
this
we didn't
is
score.
Answer the question.
Draymond Green.
Draymond.
Draymond Green,
Can't take my answer.
And I'm also only giving you guys one shot, by the way. You're not
Serge
getting-
Ibaka.
Wrong. The answer is one Danny Green. Danny Green.
I had the last name right.
Danny Green with his
so
Twitter
half a
fingers.
point.
Tweet number 2.
Danny
por
Green,
favor.
why are you 0 for 6 tonight, Danny
This
Green?
one's a gem. Every time I iron a shirt, it looks exactly the same with hella wrinkles afterwards. I quit. Whoever is doing this, by the way, doesn't know how to.
Every time I iron a shirt,
This happens to me all the time.
Yikes.
I'm going to go with
Tweeted on October 12th, 2013. A while back.
October 12, 2013. I'm going Marc Gasol.
Nope. Wilson?
Pascal Siakam.
No, you get one
You
shot.
get one guess. Stop
Wilson.
it.
Danny Green.
Stop.
Wilson,
Stop.
Wilson,
Come on.
say something.
Fred Van Vliet.
No, both wrong. It is Jeremy Lin. You guys suck at this.
Jeremy Lin.
Yeah, but is he even on this team?
He is. He got PT last game.
He actually had one of the
All
highest
right.
net ratings last game.
Third tweet.
This is the NBA Finals. Jeremy Lin does not deserve to get play.
Who
on
tweeted that? This
Tweeted
amazing
on-
game.
Tweeted on November 2nd, 2016. Okay, now since the Cubs won and broke the curse, can Steve Bartman please stop hiding and do an exclusive interview? Hashtag 30 for 30 part 2. R.I.P. Dad.
I can't believe you just found that. I'm going to go with a Chicago guy, Sean Livingston.
Wrong.
Fred VanVleet.
Wrong.
I'm going to go with...
You guys get one more chance each on this one.
Who would care about that and have a baseball thought? This is very interesting.
Got to even think in the roster.
Yes. I'm going to go with... It would not be Clay.
Jordan Bell.
Nope, that's your last shot. Mark gets one more chance.
Hang on. I'm
Don't
thinking.
Google it, Carm.
I'm going Norman Powell.
Wrong. The answer is Quinn Cook.
This game's too hard.
Yeah, well,
Quinn Cook.
you guys got to do some more deep thinking. I don't know where Quinn Cook is from, by the way, but interesting. All right.
Congratulations to Quinn Cook for talking about. Quinn Cook is from Washington, D.C.
Random.
Why
does he care about the Cubs?
Because I guess he
Well,
just...
so is KD, and he wears that Sox hat.
That
all
is
the time,
also
so.
true.
I think
All right.
Quinn
his
Cook was
dad's a
just feeling
fan.
terrible that the Cubs came back and beat the Nationals in 5 games in the playoffs in 2017. That was it, wasn't it, Quinn Cook?
Last tweet of the night, tweeted on September 6, 2013. I can't believe Friday night in Vegas. I'm about to fall asleep at 8 p.m. and I'm not sick. LOL. Good night, Twittos.
That is Danny Green.
That is not Danny Green.
Dang it.
Wow.
Danny Green
I
doesn't
wouldn't-
drink.
he's
That's
already
why
been
I
up
thought
here.
that was
Kyle
that.
Lowry.
No. Go, because one of you has to win.
I'm going with...
DeMarcus Cousins.
No.
Twittos. Who would say Twittos?
Right?
That was not DeMarcus
It's so
Cousins.
specific.
Danny... I'm
just said
sorry.
Danny.
No, I'm sorry. I want Draymond Green.
No.
Oh, we're doing another one?
Yeah, you got. Someone has to win. You both lost the previous 3
Twittos.
rounds.
Who would say Twittos? Marcus Hall.
No. But that'd be great if he said Twittos.
Serge Ibaka.
Yes!
I can't
It is
see.
Serge
I can't
Ibaka.
see Serge typing Twittos.
Serge Ibaka is calling it an early night out there in Viva Las Vegas. So what we're going to do here is update the old scoreboard. And at the Carm has taken a 2-1 lead. over
Two-
Josh
This is
Wilson.
demoralizing.
There it is.
2 for me. 1 for you.
Tough look.
2
Tough look.
for me.
Tough look.
1.
And that has been the latest edition of...
Who tweeted that?
It's not working, Carm.
Who?
Tweeted.
That.
There it is.
Yeah. Who tweeted that? Dun, 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 dun. I feel great about how we did that, and
You
know,
feel great because you won.
Of course, I'm all about victory, and victory came to me.
And apparently Wilson only has one more shot because we're only doing one more of these games.
Yeah,
That's true.
To tie
I'm-
this up for the
I'm
eternity
upset.
of the NBA live streams.
40.
So,
Well, let's look at this team. Let's get a little reset. 46-42, as you see. That's your halftime score. The Warriors are being led in scoring by the resurgent Klay Thompson with 14 points. He's 6 for 10 from the field, 2 of 4 from the three-point line. He's got a couple of assists as well. He is +5. You got a couple +6s out there. That would be Steph Curry and Draymond Green. Curry, 4 for 10. All 4 of his field goals coming from the 2-point inside the 3-point line. He's 0 for 5 from distance tonight. That's a huge rarity for Steph. He's got 8 points in the ball game. Does have a couple of turnovers. He has 3 assists, a couple of rebounds. The other +6, Draymond Green, 2 for 5. He's got 7 rebounds, 6 assists. So Draymond well on his way to a triple-double. The Hall of Famer, Andre Iguodala, has not scored. Boogie's got 4 points on 2 of 5 shooting.
we also do have a winner for our first giveaway of the night. Our winner of the Everest mug is Kaylee Willard. Congratulations.
Whoop,
We
whoop.
will be contacting you for shipping address on your lovely mug. Congratulations.
Great
on
work.
that.
Way to get in there, way to win, way to battle, way to open up your email, and thank you so much for watching the show tonight. We appreciate it.
Enjoy the mug.
Click that subscribe button. We greatly appreciate you being with us tonight. The Raptors are being led in scoring by Kawhi Leonard, who has 14 on 5 of 12 shooting. He's 2 for 5 from the 3-point line. No one else is in double figures. 8 points apiece for Serge Ibaka on 4 or 5 shooting, and 8 for Kyle Lowry, who's played a pretty good basketball game, I would say. Kyle's 2 for 6. Has not hit a 3, but he's gotten to the foul line 4 for 4 as second half action is underway. Iguodala for 3, just nearly broke the rim, and the Raptors run out 3 on 2. Kawhi for 3.
Such a structured jumper,
Rim it
too.
good,
Whoa.
and we got a 1-point game later.
So great at getting those bounces.
Telling you, he practices that.
40. That line drive Kawhi.
Yeah.
It's right at the front of the rim, and then it rolls in.
And
or it rolls
Draymond Green
around.
turns it over, just drop the ball.
10 Golden State turnovers.
Okay, Kawhi's just doing it.
Go off then, Kawhi.
Back-to-back threes for Kawhi, and just like that, the Raptors have a 2-point lead. They score the first 6 points of the second half, this is Warriors' time right now. We'll see how much juice they have left in the tank. Clay out top for Draymond. Now Steph. Quick release three. Rim it good. How fast does he get rid of that ball?
So fast.
That's ridiculous.
And it makes it look like his form is terrible. But it's always like he shoots the same way every single time. That's just practice.
I mean, he is just a preposterous basketball player. One of the most unique players in the history of the NBA. Kawhi on the drive.
The pump.
Off for Gasol. Short shot is good.
Makes it.
Raptors back up 50-49. Phenomenal start to the second half.
Raptors look like they suddenly remembered how to play basketball in the locker room.
Right. Nick Nurse channeled his inner Nick Nurse and got him rolling. Nick Nurse doing a great job all season long. Clay in the post, guarded by Lowry. Big size advantage.
Oh, wow.
Pass deflected.
Almost another turnover, by the way.
Ooh. Kawhi picking up his second foul as both him and Draymond were going for the basketball. I'd say that was a slight break for Golden State. And second foul on Kawhi. He's a little bit, I guess it's the right call.
Yeah.
I just don't know what he was doing there.
Yeah, me either. I don't know what
he
the
wasn't.
point
He
of that
wasn't
was,
like going for the
but
ball. He didn't have his hands
was
up
just
for
like,
that.
"Yep, got it, coach." Right over Draymond. I love it.
He gave himself a little clap too.
Hell yeah, let's keep going.
One clap.
Boogie for Steph. Steph in the lane. Steph
Wow.
to the pass.
Oh, get that out of here.
Siakam recovered from that tremendously.
That was great.
Steph is just getting even better at keeping guys off balance with the hesitation dribble, but
Yeah.
Siakam recovered beautifully.
I mean, I honestly thought he was going to try and lean into the foul on Kyle Lowry for the three. Was that Clay?
That was Clay.
Clay doing big things, like I said.
Clay with a little up fake of himself, cleared some space, and then shot in a 10-footer.
Mark is open.
Great job by Clay.
He's got Boogie on him. Kawhi.
We got a different pace right now. Kawhi in the lane. Kawhi lost it. Kawhi runs it down in the left corner. Kawhi shoots a three. Kawhi off the rim, no
Like it was
good.
going in. My lord.
And the Warriors run
Bang
to
out.
Iggy for the dunk.
Hall of Famer Andre Iguodala.
That was a Hall of Fame dunk for sure.
First points of the night, I believe. Could be wrong, but I think
I'm
those are
pretty
his
sure
first
you are
points of the
correct.
night.
Those are them.
What a hell of a way to get started for him then.
Warriors back up 3. Van Vliet starting for Danny Green, as we suspected. Van Vliet working on Boogie.
Take him, coach.
Boogie trying to hang with him. Van Vliet forces a 3, missed it. Rebound tipped out to Marc Gasol.
He looked very flat-footed trying to shoot that. He's also on an island by himself. No one on the Raptors has very good court vision. God. And shot blocked by
So
Klay Thompson.
that was the Raptors not doing a great job of Boogie Cousins guarding Fred Van Vliet, who he cannot guard.
No.
He should be able to get layups, but it hasn't happened yet. There is a LeBron James fan sitting behind the Raptors bench.
There sure is. There's always that one guy. Everyone's got that one friend.
Kawhi jumper, no good.
Draymond running the break.
Warriors the rebound. Draymond's lost his dribble. Now Van Vliet guarding
Yeah,
Boogie.
why he stopped, I'm not sure.
Oh! The Boogster!
Boogie and one.
Fouled by Van Vliet, and he hits it. Back up by 5.
That was a hell of a swing.
You can't really be guarding Boogie with Van Vliet, can you?
No, I mean,
They just got caught in
that's
transition.
why I'm not all that impressed by that from DeMarcus, taking a guy who you're a foot taller than to the
He
hole.
should have done the flex. That would have been great.
That would have been amazing, yes.
And he missed the free throw.
Yep.
He should have flexed after the missed free throw.
Interesting start to the second half here as the Raptors quickly took a lead, and now Golden State back up by 5. Different little pace.
Boogie
Gasol in the
tripping.
lane.
Again, nobody. Van Vliet is open on the three-point line. Nobody can. Oh my God.
Everybody dribbling with their head down.
Jeez. This is like basketball 101.
Well,
Maybe a 200 level class. Maybe I'm giving it too much credit. But
150.
yeah. But like,
that's a foul.
he literally dribbled into like 3 people.
A lot of contact, but
Mark.
they call it a jump ball.
Mark.
It was not great basketball by Marc Gasol, but he does win the
They
tip.
both whiffed at the jump ball in the first.
I mean, Van Vliet for 3.
Wow.
Moving left around a screen from 2 feet beyond the 3-point line, and he
Freddie
hits it.
V.
And wasn't DeMarcus Cousins on him again? Why do those two keep getting matched up?
Yeah.
Well, they're attacking that pick and roll and trying to get
trying to get a switch.
trying to expose.
But even on the
Boogie.
other end,
Oh,
like
Mark just exposed Boogie. Got the ball out of his hands for a
Snatched
turnover. Freddie On the got blocked
got destroyed.
by Iggy. It was a clean block, ball, Raptors.
Boogie turning it over. Raptors running out. Van Vliet trying to get to the rim. Doesn't get there. Gets knocked down.
Nick
Out of
Nurse
bounds.
having a heart
Good D
attack.
by Iguodala. Iguodala.
Like Fred Van Vliet just tried to muscle his way through Andre Iguodala, and I'm not sure why.
Oh, and Fred Van Vliet lost that out of bounds himself.
Yeah, he did. That's a bad call.
The Raptors just got a
Poor
huge
Fred
break.
Van Vliet.
Huge break as they thought that was off of Iguodala, but it wasn't. But it was off of Van Vliet. Raptors keep it.
He
Now
just
Van
turned
Vliet
it over again.
Well, that's karma.
He's coughed up the ball twice.
Not a great look. You started him in place of Danny Green, and it's not working out very well. I get that he's out there mainly to guard Steph, but you also want him to contribute on the offensive end. And
Well, he did a three.
he did a three. He did a three.
He did a three.
I'd rather. Here's Iggy for three.
Down.
Barely grazed the rim. Hall of Famer.
Nobody can do a three tonight.
On the drive, Siakam. They're going to call it an and one.
Wow.
A foul on Draymond.
He's
gonna
really
lose his
getting to the
mind.
line tonight.
Fred Van Vliet has 5 points.
Wow,
It's
Draymond
2
better
of 7
watch
from the
himself.
field.
He's on the. He's ran over to the official, stood over him, and the official said to him, "That's right." What do you? How can you argue that, Draymond? Draymond fell down. There's no way that's a charge.
Yeah, no, he didn't even have position.
I would have gone no call. I'd see, but you can't act like you should have gotten a charge there.
And he said, how?
He is very close to getting a T there, I think. Especially for him. You'd think that.
That was like 90s or even 80s control for the official, allowing a guy to run up on him like that and not tee him. I appreciate that from the official.
I mean, there's been a couple of times throughout the finals in general where Draymond's gotten in their face and they haven't done anything.
They've been
It's kind
pretty
of
light
interesting.
with the technical whistle
Yeah.
so far in the finals. And there haven't been any huge moments, but there have been a few from Draymond specifically, like you said, just like that.
So Siakam, the layup and the free throw, and the Raptors back up by one of his little seesaw action
Hell of a
here.
Great look.
Pass.
Iggy to Clay for three. Got it. Clay's having a night. Quick release, Clay. And a very good pass from Iggy right there.
What did I say? Klay Thompson was going off tonight because he is pissed at everybody. I am too. 19 points, 3 of 5 from 3-point. Go get yours, Klay.
He's 8 for 12 from the field, Klay Thompson. Siakam on the drive around a Gasol screen, backs it off, has Bogut. Get out of there, Gasol. There you go. Let him work on Bogut.
Oh, God. Oh, no.
Yep.
Oh, Lord. He
He
should
was
have
like
taken
5 feet away and he
He
shimmied.
did like a little hezzy and
But that
Andrew Bogut almost wobbled over. My
I mean,
God.
Siakam faked.
Oh, hell of
wow.
a steal by Lowry. It's got to get blocked.
Oh.
Yeah, called that. Wow. That was great. Good job.
Wow, phenomenal
That's
defense.
upsetting.
Phenomenal defense.
Pascal looks like he might be injured.
That was a phenomenal defense by Draymond Green blocking Lowry at the rim.
Pascal's good.
Pascal's back. Yes, he is.
Steph
Working on 2. Blocking.
blocking foul on Marc Gasol. A lot of action here as we're trying to keep up for you. But the Raptors got a great turnover with Lowry anticipating the pass, and he had a breakaway, but Draymond was trailing. He went up for it. And,
Why did he go up so softly?
well, I think he was trying to use his body as
But
a
like
shield.
reverse it. You see, like you hear Draymond breathing because he's a mouth breather. How did you not, in your mind, be like, all right, I'm going to go up on the other side?
He tried to use his quickness to get there before Draymond could react, but Draymond was up to the task and then some. That was a great block. 58-56 Warriors. Timeout on the floor here. This as Kawhi now up to 20, and we're still looking for another Raptor in double figures. Siakam has 9. Kyle Lowry with 8. This is this is a great start to the third quarter for the Raptors though overall.
Can Kyle Lowry be considered quick? Is he quick? That's a genuine question. Like, is he quick?
I wouldn't say he's. I wouldn't use. That would not be the words that I would use to describe Kyle Lowry. I would say that
I might use quick, definitely not speedy. I feel like those are two different things.
good body control. I'd call him a shot maker, especially when he's going well. And what else would I say about Kyle Lowry?
I think quick, yeah, and I think
He's a
body
fun
control is
guy.
a good way. He is a fun guy.
He's a
yes.
fun Kyle Lowry. He's not the guy I'd want as the point guard of my basketball team. Certainly not the money he's getting paid.
Well, nobody else in the league either, because otherwise Toronto would have traded him and not DeMar Rosen.
Very true.
DeMar DeRozan.
2 for
Who is now getting
On the
possibly
chopping block,
traded.
yeah.
So interesting.
Is that a rumor? I didn't see that.
Yes.
Yes, so the Spurs can create room for
Bojan Bogdanovic.
yes,
Bojan Bogdanovic.
Wow.
That's who they want.
huge.
That's who
I
they
thought
want.
that DeMar had a pretty damn good year down there.
So did I.
So
did everybody.
Except for the Spurs. He's not a Spurs guy. They got to get that international flavor in there.
Yeah.
So you go for Bojan. Not even Bogdan. I like Bogdan Bogdanovic.
Interesting.
Kings guy.
Well, it's going to be a phenomenal offseason. By the way, all the coverage, we will be giving our reaction to NBA free agency, the NBA draft coming up. I got a feeling that Zion guy is going to end up in New Orleans, but there's a lot of other stuff that will happen on draft night that we'll be putting up tons of videos, so feel free to subscribe as we the NBA Finals is sweet, and we love it, but the NBA is...
The real season starts July 1st.
Yeah, it's weird. It's way more exciting when there's no games
starts.
going on.
I love the games more than anything, but I do... This off season is going to be I don't know.
One for the ages.
This is a big one.
Maybe, one of my favorites was the year LeBron left Cleveland the first time to go to Miami, and this feels like that type of summer.
My favorite was 2016 when average players were getting paid like superstars.
That was so
because
crazy.
the Mavericks didn't do it. So, missed so many bullets, but we still suck. So
interesting tweet there, or chat by Trevin Hayes.
I'll don't emotionally leave my wicked ways if the Raptors win. Well, thanks for telling us what you do in
A
your
very interesting chat.
What does that mean?
We've got a lot of
Glad
people,
you keep your skin moisturized, though.
We've got a lot of people saying that they're going to ask out their crush if X team wins, or
was the
they're
same
going
guy.
to break up with same guy. They're going to break up with their girlfriend. or,
just do it.
Or marry their significant other, or propose to them. So a lot riding on this game, not just for the players on the court.
Way to raise the stakes. I like it.
You only live one life. Just do it.
They're retaping the hamstring for Klay
That seems
Thompson.
pretty routine.
He's still out there.
Iggy on the drive, Hall of Famer gets swatted, rebound to the Raptors as Kyle Lowry fouled in the front court by Draymond as he wanted to get Iggy back to be able to play defense. That's an interesting, just giving away a foul right there. But Draymond only has...
That was his second foul?
That's his second foul.
Yeah.
So I guess he felt like it was a wise thing to do.
Smart.
The crazy thing about it is that Klay Thompson played 120 playoff games straight without missing one.
Wow.
What a record that's
That's
broken.
kind of sad that ended.
I know. Wow.
Wow.
That almost went in by Fred VanVleet.
A lot of contact with Steph and Van Vliet. They call a foul on Steph Curry. I don't know. Let him play. It's the NBA Finals. Maybe there's nothing with Klay, but one thing you don't want to see if you're a Warriors fan is him getting his hamstring retaped.
Well, maybe it fell off.
Right, it could have. That's probably what it was.
The gauze, the little clippy thing. The
it
silver
looked
thing
pretty
that holds it
routine to
together.
me.
Yeah. It doesn't look like he's in pain. He's moving around pretty
If
well.
I had people-
He's still guarding Kawhi, so it's not like they're trying to hide him on anybody.
If I had people to retape me throughout the game, I'd take advantage of that as well.
Mark
Papa Mark.
Gasol for 3. On the Mark is right on the Mark with Mark Carman. Great podcast. Check it out. That was a phenomenal ball movement by the Raptors, getting a wide open 3, and Mark Gasol actually hit it.
I've now nicknamed Marc Gasol Papa Mark because, oh my God, was that Klay?
That was Klay with an air ball, but the rebound ends up in Bogut's hands. The Warriors with another shot at it.
He wants it. He wants it.
Bogut lob it down low for Draymond.
Okay,
That was a terrible pass.
The Warriors have been trying to do this all night, and it worked in Game 2 successfully with the two-man game of Bogut and Draymond, but they've done it in really inopportune times tonight.
Yeah, they're doing it when there's like 3 guys that
Yeah.
can possibly
What are
deflect
you
the
doing?
lob. That was just a lazily thrown
Going
lob,
back-
too, from Bogut.
But going back to my nickname of Papa Mark here for Marc Gasol, so prior to Game 3, I believe, he was visited by his former rookie from Memphis, Jaren Jackson Jr., and it was the most adorable moment.
It was cute.
Aw.
It was freaking adorable.
That was cute. Yeah.
They were just like, he like gave him a giant hug, and he was like, "How are you doing? Why?" I was just like, he's like his father, like on his old team. It's so cute. So he's Papa Mark now.
Your guy just hit another 3 off a beautiful feed from Draymond. 61-59 Raptors by 2.
I think Klay is okay.
Klay has got 9. He's got 22. He's playing phenomenal, keeping the Golden State Warriors in the game. He's the most fresh guy on the court.
Yeah. So I'm not surprised. It wasn't wild for me to say he's good to go off, but thanks for proving me right.
Oh, fadeaway shot by Lowry, no good. Gasol got the rebound.
Oh.
But his
Curry with the
outlet,
handles.
his pass,
my.
intercepted by Steph.
That would have been a hell
The
of a
fact that
highlight.
didn't go in,
That would have been a hell of a highlight for a future Under Armour commercial.
Bogut just
Missed
clobbered
opportunities.
Kawhi.
And Kyle Lowry's
down.
And wincing, kind of.
I'm not.
Gingerly
See if
getting
we get a replay here. But there was a lot of contact going to the hole.
He's now limping.
Lowry, he looks like he's going to be okay.
Yeah.
But he is favoring the left leg just a drop. Here they're going with the replay.
And also still has that thumb taped up. That's something I keep on forgetting about.
He jumped, and I think he just landed awkwardly.
Yeah, rolled his ankle maybe.
Yeah. Well, I think
didn't even look like that.
I think
though.
Steph's leg landed on him.
He's holding the opposite foot that I thought though.
Yeah, that is weird.
Yeah, he's holding his left ankle.
And his right leg and foot was the one that landed awkwardly.
Yeah.
He's still out there though.
Draymond out.
They're putting him in the corner, so clearly.
Oh man, so many of those shots that they really should have, the Raptors, and they're just not falling.
In low feed down to Pascal Siakam, able to catch it, goes up strong, misses the shot, gets fouled, free throws coming, and to Josh's point, that's a shot that you expect him to make, and he did not, but he does get 2 free throws here. Pascal Siakam on the night is 3 of 9 from the field, 3 of 4 from the free throw line, make it 4 of 5.
It is.
Raptors within 1, 61-60. Reminder, Game 5, Monday night, 9 Eastern, 8 Central. And wherever time you are in the beautiful part of the world that you're watching us tonight, thank you again for watching. Hit that subscribe button. Great to have you along with us. One more free throw coming. Siakam now the second Raptor in double figures with 10.
Finally. It took a really long time to get there. Fred VanVleet headed to the bench.
And Marc Gasol and Andrew Bogut.
Yeah, Andrew Bogut should be on the bench. I just can't get over that play where Pascal Siakam literally just did a hesitation step and he just wobbled backwards. Didn't even move.
Pascal basically looked at him and he just fell out of his boots.
And Boogie, by the way, got a little run to start the third quarter, and we haven't seen him.
We have not seen him.
Be interesting to see how much time in the fourth quarter, if any,
Looney on the floor.
Boogie gets.
Let's see if Danny Green can score sometime soon.
Here's Steph Curry trying to take on the whole Raptors team.
Yeah, bro.
Finally, cross court, they go to...
Did he forget that Clay's playing tonight?
Now back to Steph, driving, beautiful feet in the lane.
Oh,
McKinney's shot
Serge
is swatted.
said no.
Woo, woo. There we go, Serge Ibaka. We see you. Lowry for Serge. He's going to shoot a 3. And he's going to make a 3. It is the Serge Ibaka night. Serge Ibaka is out of control. 5 for 6, 11 points in 11 minutes. The Surge from Serge.
Nice.
Like that?
Good dad pun.
Did you just call me old man dad? Is that what I just got?
I did not say old man dad. What?
Escalated so quickly.
Dad pun means old man dad. Just, Richard, did he call me old man dad?
I think Josh just called you dad.
I got confused. I didn't know. This is like when you call your teacher mom.
Oh,
Now
God. Have you ever done that before? Because I
Yes.
did that, and I
Yeah.
hated
Teach
it.
mom.
I hated it. Oh, Lord.
Okay, I'm settling back in. I'm good. 64-61, couple of free throws for Steph Curry, who's really chomping at that mouth guard right now.
Also hate that. Keep it in your mouth.
Do you, Steph? You want chew away? Chew. Amazing dynasty loss to Canada in the chat. Thank you, Caleb.
That is an amazing comment, actually, to say to Canada.
It's not quite.
It took a team out of this country to finally beat the Warriors.
64-63. Both free throws are in for Steph.
Oh, wow.
Raptors by 1, even though they have no chance to win tonight.
Well, I'm
The
just
Raptors
going to
have
say
no chance I'm like, what?
I mean,
Lowry with the sick handles there for a second on McKinney. Now he's got Looney on him. Why don't you take him? No, he's going to settle for a jumper, isn't he?
Instead, Siakam left baseline feed for Ibaka, able to
Surge
pick
pass.
it up. Oh, his pass to
No
what do they
shot
call
clock
it?
violation.
Shot clock
just got stampeded.
Yeah, he did.
One thing to focus on for just once is the Warriors' defense tonight. We talked about it last game. You can't be giving up 123 points. The Raptors are going to be lucky to get to 100 tonight.
Well, it's interesting because I thought that. Oh, it's still playing. Okay, so Draymond thought a whistle was blown. That was a nice behind-the-back pass from Steph.
There it is.
It was
Finally,
useless.
Draymond just got
Tech.
a T, and he's
For what this time, though?
He just yelled in his face.
I think it just finally went to a point where they're like, okay, dude.
You gotta relax. About the Warriors' defense, it's interesting because they're playing the same kind of scheme as they did in Game 3, which is attack Kawhi, basically put 2 people on him, and basically they were leaving everybody else on the floor open. And luckily tonight, no one's making shots. You've got Danny Green. What did Draymond do?
He drove down. He drove, lost out of bounds, clearly off him, and then he
Almost broke
walked
his
up to the official and screamed at him. We didn't get a good angle of it. I'm telling you, he did.
No, I'm saying just like he needs to chill with that.
He gotta chill, dude.
He's been in their ear like for the past 3 games.
Kawhi working on McKinney. Kawhi crosses him over. Kawhi pull-up jumper. Kawhi's got it.
Every time there's less than 2 people on him, he scores.
Yeah.
That was. I'm a man. You're a boy. You're Alfonso McKinney. I'm Kawhi. And the Warriors take time, down by 4. Toronto was outscored by 8 here in the third, which is a rarity. Everybody knows the third quarter is Golden State time, but so far not tonight. 67-63 Raptors. Look at between the legs, cross them over, stop on a dime. That's a Hall of Fame player right there.
Danny Green is still not scored.
I don't know if you. I guess you're going to play him because you don't have a ton of depth. But
no, yeah.
He's not going to. I don't think he'll play much.
He's played 15 minutes so far. But I mean, at that, like, is Fred VanVleet giving you that much more though that you keep him in the game for much longer after that stint that he had to start the third quarter? He hit a 3, but that's about it.
Norman Powell's given them nothing all series long, but I'm waiting for like the Norman Powell 6-minute stretch where he hits like 3 shots. I feel like that's
defense is rough though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Put him on if Steph and Clay are on the floor, and I don't know, you're just gonna hemorrhage points.
Fair enough. But he
not that you're not hemorrhaging points, with Clay tonight anyway. But
I think we're definitely seeing a carryover effect from Game 3 into Game 4 for Steph. So much was asked of him, and tonight he's got 13 on 5 of 13 shooting. He's 1 of 6 from 3. I think that's a great indicator, the 1 of 6 from 3 especially, that the legs are not there.
He played 42 minutes, 40, I think it was 42, maybe 43 minutes.
Yeah, and he would have played 45 if they hadn't taken him out.
Yeah.
It was a huge load.
And Draymond played a 40-plus minute game, too, and he only has 6 points.
Right.
2 of 5 from the field.
Clay, if Clay's not out here tonight, I mean, the Warriors are cooked. But he is out there, and he's 9 for 14, and he's got 22.
Tom Haberstroh just tweeted that there are Let's Go Raptors chants at Oracle during the timeout right now.
Yeah, I heard that at Game 3, the atmosphere, obviously we can't hear it because the TV's muted, was not typical Oracle Arena. Obviously, I have nothing to go off of that other than people who were there at the game tweeting about that, saying that, it wasn't anything special. I mean, I think in comparison to Scotiabank up in Toronto, it's, not
and
comparable.
you'd think with these being the final games in Oracle that people would really show up and show out, but I guess they are already just camping out outside of the new stadium, the new arena.
I think they're all kind of waiting. Is KD got to come back?
Yeah.
I think they're looking far ahead of this year and thinking, what is the state of this team after
Maybe
the
they're
finals
just
over?
fatigued. They've seen so many finals games over the last few years.
What happens when you start winning is that the prices go through the roof, even for the rich people out in Silicon Valley, and the real diehard fans get priced out. And then you've got these people who are like, it's not that interesting anymore.
Yeah.
The ones that can actually afford to go.
And for Toronto, it's their first finals ever, so they're incredibly excited.
Right. And they're going to buy up. They'll buy, okay.
Have to open 28 remote locations to
crazy.
Get people to a space to watch the game.
I would think it would still be cheaper to go to a game in Toronto. But then again, I don't know. If you're sweet, I get to go to San Francisco / Oakland for a weekend, go watch my team play in the NBA Finals, hang out in California. If you can afford to do that, that sounds like a pretty cool experience, I would think.
Yeah, and Game 3 was actually the cheapest ticket of the series so far.
Right.
And that's in Oakland. And, I mean, I was kind of surprised by that. But then again, I guess not really because, as you both just said, it's Toronto's first finals and the Warriors have been here before, and it's just really expensive out there.
I don't want to go to Game 3. Klay Thompson's not playing, no Kevin Durant.
How far of a drive would it be from Vancouver down? Because I'm sure there's people still in that side of Canada that are...
Well, I don't know.
Now you're talking about my post-college trip when I went cross-country and stopped everywhere, including Golden State and
Kevin Looney with the offensive
Vancouver.
rebound.
All right.
Sounds exciting.
It was great. Never slept in a hotel the whole time, Wilson. Didn't have a tent, slept outside, had a little bit of a...
Sounds like Wilson's worst nightmare.
It was. I loved it.
We did a cross-country glamping trip once.
Wow.
No shot. Never mind.
That is a 24-second shot
that
clock
belting.
violation. Kevon Looney shooting an air ball. They're showing the bench right now, and Klay Thompson looks like someone killed his dog.
He's upset because he wasn't playing in Game 3, and he's like, look, this is what I could have done in Game 3, and here I am putting up 22 points, and nobody else is stepping up to the plate.
Yeah, well, he also said the reason he looks so upset, he said sitting on the bench the previous game gave him more anxiety than being out there on the floor because he couldn't control anything.
Yeah, you can't do anything.
When he's on the bench, he doesn't feel great.
13 points tonight for Steph Curry. They're showing the graphic comparison from Game 3 to tonight. Not great numbers.
I think if you score 47 points and carry the team on your back in Game 3,
With one game's rest or one day.
You can put up a 13-point game, probably 20 even by the end of the the sound of the final buzzer.
Free throw by Clay from Kawhi is in 68-63.
No surprise there.
We made mention that the 1 game off in between games 3 and 4 was a definite
Has a lingering
bummer for Golden State. They need the time more than Toronto does. And right now we're starting to see the effects of that, perhaps a little bit at least. Long way to go.
Again.
Long way to go, fourth quarter.
I'm telling you, that's how he shoots his shots. He's angling for the front of the rim.
Raptors by 6, 2:10 to go here in the third. Quinn Cook, right side.
Quinn Cook, apparently noted Chicago Cubs fan.
Quinn Cook for 3, no.
From D.C.
From D.C., yes.
Lowry the rebound. Lowry fakes a 3. Lowry working on Sean Livingston. Raptors trying to extend a 6-point lead. Kawhi now. Fakes working on Iguodala.
Just around the world with his one hand. This dude's insane.
Raptors move the basketball, and Serge Ibaka, left elbow jumper, biggest lead of the game for Toronto. They're up 8.
It's the Serge game. This is reminiscent of the Brook Lopez game, except he's not knocking down threes. Which, if he starts doing that game,
this is we're getting a little bit of a danger zone here for Golden State. Long way to go here, but
Serge got 13 points.
I bet they're getting a little nervous in Old Oracle right now.
You can tell it on the faces of the fans. They're very nonchalant.
I did see some red in the crowd right there. Some prime seats. Raptors fans traveling. Steph's free throw is no good. That's a rarity.
Uncharacteristic of that. All right.
Interesting. Interesting.
Obviously, it's not. There's still a lot of. We've still got a whole quarter left as we're dwindling down here, with 1:30 left to go in the third quarter. But if the Warriors go down 3-1, and they go into Toronto, it is not unheard of, obviously, for teams to come back from 3-1. They've done it before. It's happened against them. And
they're very familiar with the 3-1.
They're very familiar with the 3-1 situation, and it also would not be surprising if Toronto blew a 3-1 lead. Wow.
Great pass from Van Fleet.
Well, and a great screen to set him up for that roll there, too.
Beautiful pick and roll. Couldn't have been done any better.
Toronto is hyped.
One of the 28 viewing locations.
The show in Jurassic Park. They are going crazy.
I think that is the flagship location.
Draymond for Quinn Cook. Pull-up jumper on the way. That's no good. Rebound. Tipped around. Kawhi's got it. Raptors the ball up by 9.
The Raptors are they've played a very sound third quarter.
Here, oh, wow.
Looking for Serge.
Why not?
Kawhi just went right past Draymond. They're lucky that they called that. It would have been a dunk for Ibaka, but 2 free throws for Kawhi. Third foul on Draymond Green.
The biggest guy you had out there on the floor for the Warriors is Draymond Green. So hell yeah, this makes sense. You're going to attack them because they're running a small ball lineup. You have Draymond at the 5. You're going to give the ball to Serge until they put in Kevon Looney or somebody else.
That's an excellent point, and the Warriors are forced to do this because they're getting nothing from their bigs. They don't want to go back to Boogie. He's been awful.
Torched. Yeah.
And Kevon Looney is half a man right now, not himself, with the collarbone. And Bogut is, barely moving too. So,
Andrew Bogut.
Yeah. First free throw good. Second free throw on the way. That's good. 11-point lead for the Raptors. Their biggest with 47 seconds here. See if the Warriors can get into Toronto a little bit here before we get to the fourth. Steph for 3. Nope.
No,
Damn,
way
didn't
off.
hit the rim. That looks like me in a warm-up shot.
That was a forced prayer. Kawhi pull-up jumper.
Kawhi's taking over.
Oh, boy.
Kawhi.
Line drive
It's
bullet.
the Kawhi and Ibaka show.
Kawhi's not letting this. He's like, 5 games. Let's do it.
Oh,
Curry
Steph
taking over
won.
the game for the Warriors, or attempting to.
Big drive by Steph to get it to 11 and 1 as he went around one, took a pick, got in the lane, and then got contact and hit the layup. That's a tough shot, man. Kawhi Leonard is an assassin right now. Steph right
take.
by Kawhi, and then he gets a little bit of contact from Serge, who he barely touched him, but he got him with some body and should have clobbered him. Just make him feel a foul, make him Just
Earn it.
wear him down.
Yeah, he's already tired.
10-point game, Raptors the basketball. Kawhi, by the way, has not gotten any rest. He's going to have to get some at the start of the fourth, so maybe an opportunity. They double team him right now with Clay and Draymond. Norman Powell on the drive, missed the layup. Ooh, that's a bummer. The Warriors got the rebound. Sean Livingston dribbled it off his foot, and so the Raptors can play for one here with 22.3 left.
A lot of sloppy ball.
Some Sean Livingston stats.
Already 14 turnovers from the Warriors.
So Van Fleet up top.
Final shot.
Play for one here. I'll be accepting apologies from you after the game, Wilson. You too, Wimbish.
Still got a whole quarter left.
You said the Raptors in 5. That's what I'm calling BS on.
Oh,
Hey, you can apologize to me as well when this goes 6 and/or 7.
okay. Jumper good for the Raptors. Steph's 3 no good. 12-point game going to the fourth. Okay, this is do or die time clearly for Golden State. I know that they come back from 3-1 down, but this is a fourth quarter you got to have, and the question is, do they have it in the tank to do it? And that is a big time. It's a big time ask right now. Where is it going to come from? You're going to need a huge attack from Clay. You're going to need Steph to go nuts, and give me a wild card of somebody to play big here in the fourth for him, because they're going to need someone.
Well, I don't think it's a wild card. I think it's Steph Curry, because he's had an off game all night, and so we haven't got that typical like, oh, every time he touches the ball it's going to go in moment. And if that was to happen, it's going to happen now in the fourth quarter. Obviously, Clay did all he could, 22 points. I don't think you need to rely on him as much, because while he is obviously healthy, like, you don't want to ask of him too much. So I think you kind of lean on Steph a little bit here. He's got 17 points, 6 of 17 from the field. He's only made 1 3-pointer so far tonight. I think you kind of get him going to start the fourth quarter, see if he has it in him. If not, then you go to Clay, and if not, I don't know, because nobody else is stepping up again.
I don't know. I think you try and get DeMarcus involved. He's clearly frustrated tonight. No, not DeMarcus. Sorry.
I was like, what?
Draymond. Yeah, Draymond. He's clearly been frustrated tonight. Only 6 points so far. I believe he had 17 in the last game. Try and get him involved on the offensive end, because I think Clay and Steph are a given. They definitely have to step up in this fourth quarter in a huge way. I know Clay already has, but if they can get Steph and Draymond humming as well, they might have a shot to come back here.
It's another night where the Warriors role players have not done anything noteworthy. You've got Andre Iguodala's played 26 minutes. He's got 2 points, 3 assists, 3 rebounds, -3 on the floor.
Yeah, we really saw in that last game how little depth the Warriors have.
And it's just
I feel
carried
like
over.
Their star players have kind of masked that for the role players, because they've been doing whatever they needed to. But when they were given the responsibility of, you got to do something alongside Steph in this game, they just fell on their face.
Yeah.
The Raptors bench is out of control tonight. Fred VanVleet is +14. Ibaka is +13. He's really carried everybody on that bench, because he's 7 for 8 in 15 minutes of action, 15 points. I mean, that's the type of game that you just don't expect to get, and the Raptors are getting it tonight. They've had I would call this the Ibaka game. They've had the Siakam game. They had the Danny Green game. They've had just different guys stepping up and having huge moments, and Kawhi has just been basically consistent the whole way.
He has 31 points. 31. It's almost like a footnote, because I feel like aside from, he hit back-to-back threes, he got on a run himself a little bit in the third quarter. I haven't noticed as much oh my God, he's going off again.
Yeah.
Because it's just typical. That's what we expect of him, and it's crazy that he's been able to sustain this throughout the entire playoffs.
I would say so far he's the front runner for Finals MVP, because he's just been incredibly consistent, getting to the line at a decent rate every single game. Even when he's been double teamed, he's found a way to score and to be impactful for his team, and that's huge.
Well, in great players, as far as scoring the basketball, it's just like running water. Every game, they're just putting up 30. LeBron or Kobe or Mike, or in this case, Kawhi. You step on the court, you're watching them, and then you look at the end of the night, that doesn't feel like they did anything. 25, 30, in Mike's case, 40.
And it's not just the points, it's the rebounds, it's the assists,
right.
It's all of the small things. You see him on the offensive glass grabbing offensive rebounds to kick it back out to someone to shoot a 3. You see him fighting for the loose balls. You see him dishing it to guys open on the wing. He's doing everything.
And one thing on Steph, you see where if it's just him like it was in Game 3, at that size and putting up that much effort, I mean, he was all over the place. Phenomenal defensive plays. I mean, all of it. Beautiful feed for Ibaka as we're back to live action. Van Vliet for 3.
Wow.
He's got it.
When he gets that arc on the ball,
That's a 15-point lead for the Toronto Raptors. The amount that he had to do in Game 3 just to remotely make it competitive, and now he's out here to start the fourth quarter. It's just he's just not built like a six.
Who are you talking about?
To Steph.
Steph,
Clay for 3, huge shot. Get it back down to
25
12.
points for Clay.
Hey, Warriors fans, this is where you got this. The crowd's got to will them here too. They're on their feet. Give them credit. Get up, Golden State.
They're trying to help him.
Heart of a champion right now. I mean, it's going to take a miracle, but I don't know. About
I wouldn't say a
miracle.
12-point comeback in the
way
fourth
too strong.
quarter.
I take that.
Yeah, when you've got 2 of the best 3-point shooters in
I mean,
history,
it's not a miracle.
that lead is.
This is essentially the
gone
team
in
that
a
had
minute.
that huge third quarter. So
Yeah.
I think it's completely doable. Obviously, fourth quarter isn't generally the quarter that they pop off, but I think with this squad, it's definitely something they can do.
And they could do it in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens here.
This is Kawhi's 8th game with 30-plus points on the road in this playoffs.
He's been remarkable.
And Kawhi's getting a rest right now. Steph is not. Clay on the drive. Clay in the lane. Out for Iguodala.
gotta
Big
hit that.
3 on the way. Nope. Rebound Ibaka. Open 3. Good look at it.
You've got to knock those down if you're any of the role players. If Clay's giving up the ball to you, you have to make that shot.
Van Vliet on the drive, looking for help. Kick it all the way out to Powell. 11 on the clock. Back to Van Vliet. Raptors, nobody wants the basketball right now. Van Vliet gets it stolen. Ibaka pushing. Ibaka for Steph. 3 balls. Curry. No. Rebound Siakam. Siakam pushing. Raptors
3
running.
on 2.
Surge to the glass. Missed it. Follow.
Oh, he didn't need to come back down with it. What are we calling?
I think we got to foul on the ground with Siakam getting the rebound, so the Raptors will have its side out of bounds. At least that's how I saw it. 10-17 to go. Warriors have had a couple chances here to get it under 10. Iggy missing a 3, Steph missing a 3. They got to get hot. Mm-hmm. Danny Green looking for a ball off the screen. They don't go to him. They go back to Van Vliet, who's getting a lot of usage right now.
Oh,
Norman Powell
Norman.
back to Van Vliet. Guarded by, oh my.
Oh, whew, I was like, oh, Lord.
Van Vliet could have run right by Kevon Looney, but instead he shot a 3 in his face with a huge high arc, missed it. Didn't like that choice. Livingston fadeaway shot, no. Looney tip, no.
Good.
Rebound to the Raptors.
That was a hell of a behind-the-back pass, though, from Iggy.
Siakam in the lane. Siakam short shot, missed it. Siakam
Another
tip,
missed short shot.
missed that. Wow, couple of good opportunities here for the Raptors. Didn't get it done. Warriors run. Livingston cracked by
And
Ibaka.
foul
and
called.
Free throws. That almost went down. The best thing about the first 2.5 minutes of the fourth quarter for the Raptors is Kawhi's resting.
Is Fred VanVleet bleeding?
Wow. Big time blood on the face of Fred Van Vliet.
My
Oh.
gosh.
Right underneath his right eye.
Must have been an elbow.
That's
That's stitches
That's a hell
right
of a
there.
gash.
Where was? Oh my goodness.
He wasn't even in the play.
That wasn't the play.
Oh, there it
it's
is.
going to be right there. Oof.
Damn, he got cracked in the face by Sean Livingston.
That's a broken face
Damn.
right there.
So Sean Livingston went up, got fouled by Ibaka, and then coming down with his left hand, he got Van Vliet in the face. And, that's good camera work right there, just showing the blood start to gush out. Elbow. Oh, boy.
Elbows are dangerous, man. He's got those bony elbows.
Oh man, that is a broken face for sure.
And potentially a concussion.
I mean,
I don't think it's a concussion. I think he's fine. I think it's just stitches. I think he broke his face.
Could have rattled him pretty good.
I mean, he's laying on
He
the
lost
ground
it,
Pulled
right
his
yeah.
contact out.
Yeah, lost something.
Contact? Okay.
Yeah, it looked like he just handed a contact to one of the trainers.
I really need them to stop showing Steph chomping on his
He's
mouth.
mouth
He's
guard.
I don't need
so
to see
disgusting.
that.
Yeah, but there's other things going on. Come on.
So, let's see here. So Van Vliet's going to leave the game. That means Kyle Lowry's going to come back in. It probably doesn't have a huge impact on the game, but it does put more on the shoulders of Danny Green as Van Vliet is headed to the locker room right now. My guess is he'll probably be back.
I don't know. It
Little
looks like he
stitch
got
or
They'll
two.
be back
pretty
if they
good.
need. They'll be back if they need him to be back for sure.
If he's got
He'll
a
be back.
fracture of any type in the face, which he got hit pretty hard, he's going to have to get fitted for a mask before he sees the floor.
He's walking off under his own power. Nobody's helping him. He just looked kind of angry. Looks like it's like UFC 238 in the NBA Finals right here. He's not walking with any pace.
Yeah, would you say he looks dazed? Like, I don't know what.
I think he's just like pissed off. I think he's just like, whatever, this is stupid.
I can't believe I just got cracked in the face by Sean Livingston, who can't make a layup.
But like, why are we still following them in the tunnel? Is there a timeout happening?
Good question.
To me,
Why are we following them this intently?
To me, he looks
Doris
a little.
Burke is
I don't
on
know.
the mission right now. She's trying to figure it out.
He's going into the locker room. Maybe there's some blood on the court that they're cleaning up, would be my guess.
He
Yeah, or
looked
wet
out of
spots,
it to me. I think you might be right with the concussion thing.
I mean,
He just
there
was
some
walking
good
with no purpose whatsoever
there was
back
some
to the
good-
locker room.
there was some good
He's not in a
force
hurry.
there.
Yeah. Well, wouldn't you be in a hurry if you can get
Ooh.
back there and get back out on the floor? I think you should be.
You're up 12 points.
Yeah, but the way he was shooting before that,
I mean,
he wanted to be out there.
he was dazed or just a little bit out of it. Maybe just slowly gathering himself. All right, or he's just thinking,
Well,
yeah, Kyle,
that's kind of the sign of a concussion, though, is slowly gathering yourself. So
Kyle's in. I know I'm not going back out there for a minute. Let's just get in here. Oh wow, is that a tooth?
It's an odd-looking tooth. Looks like a veneer. What was that?
Something white is on the court. That
No one's picking it up. But
amazing
the cameraman saw
camera
it.
work. That
What
was
the hell?
absolutely
And the ref
incredible.
just stepped on it.
Was that a reflection, or was that something we can't really tell? Free throw, by the way, by Sean Livingston.
Whatever
is good.
it was.
Gives you an 82-71 game.
That's Fred's tooth.
There's
on Twitter.
a lot of tweets that are just a tooth.
That's
Question
his
mark,
tooth
exclamation
that the ref
point?
just stepped on and no one has picked it up.
Well, this is Toronto. This is hockey. So there we go. This is just normal stuff, right?
Wow. He's got a big tooth. Some chompers.
There's a lot of flailing arms and ankles that get turned in basketball. Okay. One more. Everybody's standing at Oracle. Well, not everybody. But most, a good amount.
The people who are the actual fans, which are the people that aren't on the floor and in the first couple of rows, those are the people who are the actual fans of the Warriors, who paid a very pretty penny to be there.
One more free throw eventually here. Let's get a reset here. I would think that Kawhi would be back on the court, but he's not. Oh, there he is. Mm-hmm. All right, so we got Kawhi, we've got Siakam, we've got Ibaka, we've got Danny Green, and we've got Kyle Lowry. We got a free throw going in. We got a 10-point game. We got 9 minutes to go.
According to Anthony Slater, Livingston had to get his elbow taped up because he hit Van Vliet's face so hard. So
Guys are out there playing, that's for sure. Siakam the basketball, Siakam double teamed, Lowry thinking about a 3, 6 to shoot, around a screen, bounce it at Ibaka, short shot in the lane, good.
Serge Ibaka
and
once again.
one. Oh wow!
Once again, Serge coming through.
You see that?
Good night, Twittos.
That was great defense for 21 seconds, and then to allow him to get in the lane and get that shot, it's not good D at the end. But a nice screen and a little slip. Draymond was so afraid about.
So again, this is happening again because the Warriors are running a small ball lineup.
Did they-
And there's no one in there to put a body on Serge Ibaka.
did they pick up the tooth?
No, that's what I said. It was on the floor. Nobody picked it up. The ref stepped on it.
First 3 games for Serge Ibaka, 18 points on 39% shooting. Tonight he's got 17. If this free throw goes in, 18 on I think it was 7 to 10.
It's great impact. Match your total for the first 3 games in the fourth.
8 of 10 shooting. Wow. The Serge Ibaka game 4 of the NBA Finals game as the Raptors are up 13. Kawhi, Clay for 3, air ball,
A little too
out
deep.
of bounds. There's danger here, Sherry. You ever heard of that one?
Excuse me?
That's I just
I have not
referenced
heard of that
Harry Carey out of
Oh.
nowhere.
one. Gotcha.
In the lane, Kyle Lowry, Kawhi for 3,
There it
and
is.
he's got it.
Bang.
18
Slowly getting out of
point
control.
lead as the Raptors are looking to take a chokehold on this series.
Foul on Danny Green.
Danny Green fouling Draymond.
Who would have foreseen the Raptors going up 3-1?
That guy right there.
I know, and that's
Right here.
that's why it doesn't feel as good.
I don't care. I honestly do not care. It's just it's wild to watch. That's for sure.
I mean, this is I don't want to call it a falling off of the map here by Golden State, but I mean, this was a tight game, and you got outscored by 16 points in the third quarter, and you were leading in that third quarter by a point or two, like maybe 5 minutes in, and this has just gone off. It's like they just ran out of gas here.
Yeah, the Raptors definitely flipped the script on the Warriors and had a huge third quarter. We're obviously used to seeing the Warriors have that devastating third quarter, and now in the fourth quarter, you've got Kawhi hitting shots, but mainly it's Serge Ibaka doing a lot of damage because the Warriors are not. I don't know for whatever reason they don't want to put Boogie or Andrew Bogut or Kevin Looney is now in the game, but they waited like far too long to do that.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting, the questions that are asked to Steve Kerr, and what's even going to be more interesting is, will KD try to come to the rescue in Game 5? Whether or not the Warriors can pull off a miracle here, and at this point we're getting to miracle stages, down by 14, now 15 with 8:29 to go. Now they could pitch a shutout here. Toronto's gone cold before. And you start knocking down some threes, that lead, it could, if they can somehow, some way get some pressure on Toronto, I could see the Raptors.
I mean, yeah, but every time they put pressure on Kawhi, because that's who they're going to put the pressure on,
Yeah.
He finds somebody else who's going to hit the shot. So
And that's the exact reason they won Game 3 is because you had Danny Green. They're basically daring him to shoot, and he's like, okay, I'm going to shoot 60% from 3.
yeah, I think this one's past the point of return.
And I mean, like Steph has literally gone 1 of 8 from 3.
Little take by Kyle Lowry, misses the layup. Rebound to the Warriors. Here they come, down 14. Good defensive possession right there.
Steph and Clay are the only ones who have made 3-pointers on the Warriors team right now.
Draymond in the lane, lob it for Looney.
is.
12-point game. Here we go. They've done that quickly now. Basket, stop, bucket,
They
down
gotta
to
get
12.
stops.
They need stops. Nick
Timeout.
Nurse wants time. Plenty of time to go here. Long way. 7:48. You just got to put the microscope on the Raptors. Let's see if they can handle it on the road. Get it down to 6. Let them feel it. You're not that far away. So
I mean, sure. It's just
it doesn't look like it's good. Toronto looks like the better team. Period. End of story. But again, this is one of the greatest champions in the history of the NBA. With some, even though they're missing KD, you got some phenomenal players on the court here.
I mean, it's going to take Steph Curry to get going here. He's got to turn it around in a hurry.
You're right.
I mean, well, that's just the first domino. I think you're going to need a couple guys to get going, but if he can't, then what's it worth?
Well, I think it's just him because Iggy has not done anything to show me that he's going to actually turn anything around. DeMarcus isn't even playing. He's played 15 minutes. Klay Thompson has had 25 points. He's done his fair share. He's had a very efficient shooting night tonight. Draymond Green has been fine, but he's got 4 turnovers. He's got 3 fouls. He got a technical. Like, he's kind of out of his game right now. Steph has got to step up.
Steph right now is 6 for 18 from the field. He's 1 for 8 from the 3-point line. He's minus 10. That's the third worst on the team, behind Draymond Green. And Sean Livingston apparently has killed the Warriors tonight. He's minus 14 in his 15 minutes. That's very hard to do.
That seems about right, though, from what I've seen.
Yeah, I mean, he did take out Fred VanVleet.
That's pretty much the most impactful
There
thing
you
he's
go.
done all
Yeah.
night. In the series, really.
Quinn Cook has played 7 minutes. Bogut 8. Fonz McKinney 9. Oof.
Again, as we look ahead here, can Kevin Durant get on the court in Game 5? He's going to play some 3-on-3 supposedly over the weekend. They got to travel back to Toronto. They're going to be on the road.
It just doesn't seem like there's enough time to do everything that they need to do to get him ready. But maybe
doesn't.
you throw him out when there's, earlier than you normally would for a player to get back in the groove of things and just say, learn on the fly, get back in your groove.
I mean, if
in
I'm
the game.
If I'm Kevin, I'm asking the question. Look, can I do permanent damage to myself if I'm playing? If I can't, and I'll be all right. If you could go back to square one, Kevin. It'll take you 3 months. I mean,
I just don't know that they can guarantee with really any injury that you can't do permanent damage.
Well, Look, I mean,
I'm no doctor, so
injuries are going to happen. Either he's going to go out there and play, or he doesn't. If he gets hurt, he gets hurt. That's how sports work. So he's either going to go out there 100%, and if he re-injures himself off a fluke accident, that happens, and then he goes into free agency hurt.
But he could very well be looking at it like, look, I'm about to make another huge move in my career. I want to get to my next team. I want to be 100%. I don't want to put myself in a position where I can't play all summer and be super sharp at the start of the next season. I mean, that could be his mindset. Or even if he's coming back to Golden State, like, look, I'm going to – let's just say he's thinking – I don't think he's thinking this, but some people have speculated that he might do a one-year deal again with Golden State. Maybe he wants to come back and be 100% from day one.
I don't think KD is going to sign a prove-it deal at this point in his career.
I wouldn't think he would either, but people were speculating that he's not – the injury is worse than it's been diagnosed. Rather than – going elsewhere right now. I don't know. I mean, it's been said that he might sign a one-year deal. I've heard it at least a couple times, and I'm like, it doesn't make any sense to me. But again, I hope he plays in Game 5, no matter whatever his status is. And if he can't,
I mean, that would make this series worlds more interesting for
There's
sure.
a Danny Green
finally
three.
making a
First three of the
three-pointer.
night from Danny Green.
I mean, can we agree?
Open on an island.
Would we agree, Josh Wilson, that if Toronto holds on here up 15 with about 7 minutes to go, that the only way
Turnover by Steph.
the Warriors could the only way the Warriors could come back is with KD?
I think that's fair to kind of throw out there for sure. It's tough to win. The Warriors would obviously have to win 3 games in a row at that point, and without KD, that's a tall task.
Not 2 of them on the road.
Right. Yeah.
And that's the first 3 of the game that Danny Green has hit, and it came at a pretty good time for the Toronto Raptors.
With 2 seconds left on the shot clock.
But if KD does come back in the next game, or even the game after, if the Warriors are able to win the next game without KD, Game 2 is huge for the Raptors, losing that one to the Warriors, because
look, 100%.
they could wrap this one up tonight.
Teams have come back from 3-1. Cleveland's done it. Golden State's done it. You win Game 5 on the road. You're coming home for Game 6. Anything can happen in a Game 7.
Right.
You got to win 4. It's not the best of 5. It's the best of 7. No matter what happens the rest of the way, series ain't over.
You're looking for a clear path foul, which would not be the case because
I wouldn't call that a clear path foul. He was able to. He got him. I mean, the way that Clay went after that was not great. If he had been a little bit more aggressive, I wouldn't have called clear path. But they're talking about it. Doesn't look like they're going to give it to him, and they're not. Okay, Toronto the basketball. Fair enough. 91-76. Somebody's saying that we don't want KD. We're lying. Sir, I would love to see the series go 7. I love doing these shows. I love competitive basketball. I love all of it. KD coming back and all that drama, I'd take it. Siakam for 3, no.
Nope.
Man.
Rebound to the Warriors.
Here comes Steph.
Steph around the back. Steph for Clay. Clay trying to get free.
Pascal's really getting out.
God,
Damn.
that was such a phenomenal offensive possession by Klay Thompson by himself.
And Siakam did everything he could.
Yeah. Get away from him once, fake him, let him go by. Then that is using both your head and your physical gifts to get a 3 off. 12-point game.
And Warriors fans kind of getting
Lowry's
up on their
open
feet
on 3, back to Serge, and of course another easy bucket in the post because who was down there?
Nobody home.
Andre Iguodala.
What's going on here? Oh, somehow the ball ended up on the Raptors bench. That was a great feed by Kyle Lowry. Right back to Serge. 93-79. Serge Ibaka, 20 points on 9 of 11 shooting. Draymond for Steph. For Looney, gets it poked away, gets it back.
Kevin
Threw
Looney,
Kyle Lowry to the ground.
They're going to say that Kyle Lowry was touching the basketball and he was out of bounds. He was out of bounds because Kevon Looney just threw him to the ground.
He trucked him. Okay.
Another showing Doris Burke, who's I'm clearly talking about Van Vliet. Let's see what Doris is saying. Doris. He's going to be out momentarily. He has 7 stitches.
Yeah. Figured it was just stitches.
Tough shot in the lane by Draymond. Back to a 12-point game. Warriors fans on their feet at Oracle. Could be the final game at Oracle.
Draymond, by the way, is a rebound shy of a triple-double again.
He has been consistent with that all season and all series.
Yeah.
Kawhi working on Looney. had him.
Whoa, he did step back.
Step back three
man.
is way off the mark. That's an air ball out of bounds. That was not a good shot.
It was a good try, though. Got to try it.
I mean, it would have been if he
Great
made
effort.
it would have been absurd.
It would have been. He's no Luka. That's all.
Right, he's no
No Luka with the step back. It's okay. All can't be great.
Whistle foul. Danny Green poking at Steph Curry.
Perplexed.
Perplexed Danny Green is right. So Golden State is in the bonus, so we're going to get 2 free throws here for Steph Curry, making a 10-point game with a little over 5 minutes to go.
This is how you
do
get
these
clear
people-
foul.
It's so annoying when guys complain when it's clearly a foul.
Especially because it's like, do you think that they're going to change? Oh, you're right. It wasn't a foul. Let's run it back.
Dude, that's where I would love to be an official. Dude, you want to walk over here and look at this the replay right on the screen here?
But if
there,
you're-
you fouled him. Why don't you roll the dice? I'll call 3 fouls if we go to the screen and you touched him.
But if you're Steph, I mean, this is how you want to get your points. You're not hitting them from 3, so go
Yeah,
to the foul
100%.
line. So drive to the basket.
And that's
They're gonna foul
that's
you.
how he's gotten it done. In addition to the 3 points in previous games, but he's gotten to the line a lot this series.
Mm-hmm.
Just to set the scene, too, crowd is on their feet. The Raptors trying to play under a lot of duress here on the road, up by 10. Can they handle it? Kyle Lowry around a screen, corner. Danny Green working on Steph.
I don't know why he didn't.
Ibaka.
It's Steph, man.
Thought about the shot. Instead, it's Lowry. Back to
Oh.
Ibaka. Short shot. Off the rim, no good. Rebound to the Warriors. 10-point game. Golden State the basketball.
Serge has a very inconsistent touch with those little bunnies.
I never think it's going in. Klay Thompson looking for room. Dumps it
Oh,
off for
no.
Iguodala. Not ready for the pass, but able to catch it. Finds
open.
Looney, who is fouled, and free throws
You can
coming.
tell he did not want to go up with that collarbone.
He basically landed on his shoulder.
Yeah.
Ooh, he does not look comfortable right now.
Yeah, who was it that jumped up on him?
Surge.
Serge basically landed on his shoulder.
I don't want to say that was intentional and dirty, but
No, it wasn't
He
intentional.
could have, if he wanted to foul him, he could have cracked the living.
He just-
Jesus
he
out
did
of him.
pretty much
Kevon
sit
was
on
really
his shoulder,
down low,
though.
and he jumped into him. It's a
Ooh.
foul.
Looney looks so uncomfortable right now. It's like can't really lift his arm properly. He's like kind of like right. It's
Yeah.
like Herman Munson up there.
He's had 10 points though tonight, which is
He's played great.
hell of a performance for someone with a broken collarbone. Potentially, still, we don't even know if it's still broken.
Missed both free throws. Tried to chase down his rebound. Didn't get it. Raptors the basketball. That was big. Chance to get it to 8. Gone awry.
So I asked y'all at the beginning of the game how many minutes we thought Looney was going to get. He's at 18 now. I think you guys said 10.
Way
15.
more than I thought.
Yeah.
Gasol for Lowry for Gasol. Open 3. Nope.
Nope.
Rebound Danny Green.
Good rebound.
And this is smart. Run clock if you're Toronto. Although it's now, this is the difference in the game because it doesn't go to 24, it
Yeah.
goes to 14, so you can't take as much time. Oh,
Wow.
wow.
That was
That
a
was
lucky
lucky,
find.
yeah.
That was a lucky find. He lost the ball. Kyle Lowry did, and it found Pascal Siakam in the paint for a lay-in. Jurassic Park is going nuts.
Raptors back up 12, and we have a timeout on the court with 4:19 to go. Toronto.
Serge Ibaka has 5 fouls now. That's definitely tough.
He's playing so aggressively.
Could be a factor. Probably not, but could be.
Well, with how good he's playing.
Yeah. Van Vliet's getting 7 stitches. We're probably not going to see him again tonight, although he has not been ruled out. And let's look at
Do
this.
we get to get it? Do we get masked Van Vliet in Game 5?
Probably so.
I'd love it.
Looking at the numbers here, Toronto is shooting 40.5%. They're 33 of 80. Kyle Lowry 2 for 10. Danny Green 1 for 7. Pascal 4 for 12. Gasol's 3 for 8. Van Vliet is 3 for 9. They're doing it on the backs of Kawhi Leonard and Serge Ibaka tonight.
Yeah.
And I mean, who would have thought that they could beat the Golden State Warriors right now, at least convincingly, with 2 guys going?
Yeah, because Game 3, they had a very balanced offensive attack. Everyone in the starting lineup had double figures, and Marc Gasol played a great game in Game 3. But the game, you can't game plan for Serge Ibaka going off for 20 points and scoring as efficiently as he had, especially when the Warriors aren't putting in Bogut or Boogie to try and at least slow him down in the post.
Yeah. A game where one of your shooters, Danny Green, only scores 3 points, you wouldn't think you'd be in position to win.
Who are your 2 biggest disappointments, or just give me your biggest disappointment for the Golden State Warriors so far in the series?
Biggest disappointment
Andre
the
Iguodala.
series? Yeah, it would be Iggy. Aside from the game-winning shot, obviously in Game 2 that he made,
That was
the reason they won.
That was cold.
Other than that, what has he done to positively impact this team in the following 2 games? He had a terrible.
I would
game
say
3.
like him and I wasn't really expecting him to do a lot, but Sean Livingston hasn't been great either.
Yeah, Sean Livingston hasn't been great the whole series.
But
yeah.
far and away, I think Andre has been the most disappointing.
I'm
throughout the
gonna
series.
say something that's a little bit unfair, and it's not his game. But in the past, when the Warriors have needed points, Draymond Green has been able to lift his offensive game and not just his complete game, and he really hasn't done that in the series.
But
Well,
what he
it's not
offers on the
just-
defensive end is just.
And
I
it's
understand.
everything else that Draymond offers. It's not like I'm not trying to see him go off for 20 points. It's the fact that he has 10 points, 11 assists, 9. I think he probably has 10 rebounds at this point. Probably already has a triple double. And he's been doing that the entire series, and that's what you want him to do. I don't think you want to sacrifice all the assists, getting other people involved, and all the effort that he's giving on.
He does have
defense
11 assists tonight. And
Exactly.
That's huge.
to give up for him going off for
And
25 points.
even for me, if he wasn't doing the 11 assist thing, everything he does on the defensive end, he can pretty much guard 2 guys at a time. It's insane.
I'm just thinking back to 2016 Game 7. He's putting up 32. I mean, he was completely just out of his skull in that series, coming back from a suspension to try to save their ass. So I was expecting with KD out that look, you need somebody to play.
I mean, he put up 17 and 17 in games 3 and 2.
Yeah.
He put up 10 in game 1.
I'm not trying to kill Draymond. I love Draymond. I take Draymond on my team every single day of the week. But it's like if you're looking at who could somehow do something. I mean, Boogie's been a huge disappointment. But you're asking a ton for Boogie to
But
come back.
I don't think that's a disappointment because
It's right. It's not.
Yeah.
That's why, for me, it's like I'm just pointing at. I need more offense from Draymond, which is not his game, and it's part of the reason why they miss KD so much.
Clay over 2.
Fadeaway shot Clay, rebound to the Raptors, running out with
Here comes Danny Green.
Siakam. Siakam in the lane, should have gone up. Instead, hands off to Kawhi, out to
Danny
Danny
Green
Green
open
for
in the
3,
corner.
missed it. That was a missed opportunity right there, and out of bounds to the Warriors.
Little clunky possession by the Raptors.
There he is on the bench. Fred VanVleet
With
back.
the Nelly bandage underneath his eye.
No concussion.
How do you get 7 stitches that fast? Let me just shoot this Novocaine into your face. It'll numb it out.
Nah,
in 30
no
I don't
Novocaine.
think that was fast. That was an entire quarter.
No, but to numb it out takes 15
Maybe they
minutes.
didn't.
Just straight no Novocaine.
Oh, yeah. It's Fred
Ooh, that'd be
VanVleet.
wild.
Oh.
Rockford, Illinois.
Can you imagine?
No, I can't.
I mean, you're just good. Yeah, no, just go right ahead. I'm good. Let me get that. Let me squeeze that hand. Nah, I don't even need to squeeze your hand. He looks normal. I mean, for a guy that's got
Yeah,
7 stitches.
well, I mean, both of you overreacted.
He's just sitting there. I'm okay.
I mean, the man lost a tooth. I don't know if I overreacted.
You both were like, he's got a concussion.
He looked
He
very
fractured
dazed.
his face.
He looked
I'm like,
very
he's
dazed.
fine.
Free throw, Iggy is good. 95-84.
It's not hard to fracture a face. I don't know.
I don't think he's playing again tonight, but we shall see.
Yeah, no.
I think they should just to say you did.
George says, dude, Warriors fans are cheesy. If I could, I'd be rooting for the Knicks. Maybe
So
next
do
You
it.
can. You can root for whoever
what's
you want
stopping
to,
you?
man.
Maybe the Knicks will be playing at this time next year if KD goes there
Nope.
along with, but it doesn't look good on that one. Well, who knows?
I
Maybe it'll
know.
be KD and Kawhi in New
Anything
York.
is possible.
In
In the
Brooklyn.
famous words of Kevin Garnett.
Here's Kawhi in the lane, gets fouled by Clay. Free
Kawhi
throws
back
coming.
to the free throw line.
And we are just slowly
Yeah, come on.
rolling to the finish here.
Let's come on.
It just does not. It doesn't feel like there's any push here from the Warriors coming.
No.
It just doesn't. As much as it's becoming more and more
The crowd looks
easy to sort of just digest that this is a Warriors team that has been on an incredible run for so many years, but right now it just looks out of gas.
By the way, Kawhi Leonard has 35 points.
35.
Just a cool 35.
One more.
36.
36.
13-point lead.
They're
Could
going to
end up
hold.
with 40.
They're going to hold the Warriors under 100 points.
Steph, the layup is in. Beautiful little zigzag move into the lane, finishing with the right hand on the left side. 11-point game. Warriors can take it under 3 minutes now.
Just run the clock out. Don't just chill.
Well, they need a couple more buckets. Ooh, wow. Offensive foul on Kyle Lowry trying to hand the ball off to
See, this is you just stand
Kawhi.
there. Run it down 10 seconds. Run a play. run to the basket, Kawhi gets fouled, you go to the free throw line. 2 points. That's what I'd be doing the rest of the game.
That's the right call right there. He tried to get his body in the way to keep Clay away from Kawhi, and he got nailed. Steph on the drive.
Don't
Steph
foul.
in the lane. Steph out for.
Bogut's in the
Draymond
game.
doesn't want to shoot it. Steph will. Steph hits a 3. All right, 8-point game. Crowd's back in it.
Here we go.
2:50 to go.
And that's a foul.
Draymond coming
on Draymond.
right at Pascal.
They
Yeah.
call foul on Draymond. Okay. I don't mind that foul right there. Let's see if you guys can make free throws right now in the NBA Finals at Oracle.
They have been.
They have. And Toronto. Man, they've been shooting phenomenal.
Dang, Bogut. Oof.
21 of 22
block.
so far tonight for the Raptors
Yeah,
from
there's
the
no
line.
testing them. They'll be fine with the free throws.
Is that Baron Davis in the front row there?
It is.
It sure is.
I can tell from the bottom of his face.
By the beard that he still has, which I love.
Free throw by
Never
Siakam.
change, Baron.
He's got it. 98-89.
I don't think Pascal Siakam is afraid of the moment, which is so much for a young player. The fact that he's had his up and downs in the series
Yeah.
for sure, but he's been aggressive.
And on a team like this, I don't think you really need your young guys to necessarily step up huge when you have guys like Danny Green and Kawhi that have been there. But with Danny Green not playing well, it really helps that you have Pascal who isn't afraid.
Both free throws in. 10-point game. Steph on the drive. Steph for Iggy. Iggy doesn't want to shoot it. Iggy in the lane. Iggy looking for help. Iggy
Don't
for
foul-
Clay.
off the
Clay's
shin
pass.
of Pascal.
Kickball.
That was a late call.
Wow.
Ball Warriors.
How about that offensive possession there by Iggy?
That was a very late call.
It was late,
Like,
but
I also
but
don't think it was
Pascal
off
did
his
kick
foot.
it. He kicked it.
oh, I thought it
Oh,
was
that
off
kick, that shoe was on the ground. He did not extend for it. Whatever. They called it off his foot. Warriors keep it down by 10. 2:34 left.
Just don't foul him if you're the Raptors.
Jumper, Steph, air ball. Wow.
Not great. 2.5.
And also, you don't really want Steph taking twos at this point. Let's get some threes going.
2:19 left, 14 on the shot clock. Warriors running clock with Kawhi up top. Kawhi has lost his dribble, feeds Danny Green. They off to Siakam, right baseline
That's his
jumper.
money shot.
Good.
Siakam coming big in the fourth quarter here down the stretch.
I think that might be just about it here. 101-89, under 2 minutes. Draymond in the lane.
What just
Vengeance.
happened?
Vengeance.
Draymond lost it. Raptors throw long. Kawhi's got it.
I just have to read this comment out loud. Vengeance Cruz says, I've never watched basketball till now. I have no idea what I've been doing with my life. Welcome to the team.
Nice.
Good to have you on board.
Weird,
All right.
weird game for you to join, but
But at least you're enjoying it.
yes.
7 to shoot. Lowry
I feel like
in
if
the
this is your
lane.
first game, you have to
Lowry
become a
layup.
Raptors fan.
Oh, Lowry.
Kyle Lowry is good. 103-89. And the Toronto Raptors.
The fans are headed toward the exits at Oracle.
I hate people who do that. In the NBA Finals, you're going to beat the traffic. Sit there and
Right?
feel the pain until it's over.
You're going to get home eventually.
I wouldn't leave until 30 minutes after the game. Sit there and celebrate your team that's been giving
What
you
do? You just sit there
Yeah.
in your seat, twiddle
Stare
your
at the court.
thumbs.
Think about what's happening in your life.
Could be the last time you look
Fist
at
pump
Oracle.
from Fred
Right.
Van Vliet,
It's the last
Just
time in
in
Oracle that he's trying to
droves.
beat the crowd.
just in droves. Wow. Are we...
I mean, that's just disgusting.
That reminds me, not to go off topic here, but at a KU game, they were down 12 with 2 minutes to go. All the fans left. They came back and won in overtime.
Seeing that.
Did
2
you
minutes
leave?
to go, we're 12 down by 12. No, I didn't. I was there for 2 games that season. That was one of them. I did not leave.
Well, if you're only going to go for two, you got to stay for the whole thing.
Yeah, it was. They were against. It was West Virginia. That's who it was.
Got to get home, and I don't know what they do out there.
I mean, it's one thing for a regular season game, but for a finals game, you stay the whole thing.
Man,
I
I'm
mean,
getting my money's worth. I'm not leaving if it's a regular season game.
Yeah.
I don't care if we're getting blown out. I'm taking in the sights.
I mean, and I don't think they're going to do it here, and the series isn't over, so I guess it would be a little bit off, but I would give them a standing ovation.
The Warriors are down 3-1 in the finals.
Raptors are running
Again.
clock.
Again. Well, no, not again. They were down 3-1 in the. Oh, they were up 3-1 in the finals.
It's going to be out of bounds
Right.
off Golden State. All right,
They were
let's.
down 3-1 in the Western Conference
They
Finals.
have been down 3-1 in a series, though,
Yes.
which I wonder if that helps them at all, like with perspective.
All I know is Draymond was like, we go in, we win game 4, we go to Toronto, we win game 5, we come back, win game 6, and then it's fun times ahead.
That would be ideal.
And I was
That's a meme now.
And I was looking at that. I'm like, yeah, that ain't happening.
That's a tough look, my guy.
Wilson, remember when you were saying, you know what? I am going to say Warriors in 7. Remember when you made the move? You made that move. You're still alive, baby.
I actually didn't commit to that. I said, I'm thinking about...
No. Stick by that. I'm still sticking by mine. I'm not going to back down. I don't give a damn.
I mean, my initial prediction was Raptors win the first game and one other.
You said it doesn't matter what. You said Warriors in 7.
No, my first prediction was Warriors in 6.
So
it was wrong. Yeah, I know.
It's not wrong.
I'm well aware.
But if we want to go first predictions, before the series started, I was all Golden State. And then I read Zach Lowe. And then I said, you know what, I'm picking the Raptors.
No, I think it's whatever your prediction was, the final prediction you had right before game 1. That's the prediction that you are deemed right or wrong.
I think I said the Raptors in 7.
I honestly don't remember.
You did, I believe. You said Raptors
Fred
in something.
Fred VanVleet is all smiles on the bench. Look at him. He's all chill. He doesn't have to go back in the game. They're up 3-1.
He's pumped full of drugs.
But then after watching...
Shook. Clay looks pissed.
When did I switch to Raptors in 5? I guess after game 3.
Tonight, you walked in here with your damn ice cream and your oatmeal.
Check out my Twitter.
With your smile on your face talking about
finger-dented
Raptors in
ice
5.
cream.
Yeah. I mean, well, we got off the set here in game 3. I'm like, this is over.
I want to shout out a couple people in the chat just showing us some love. Zach Levine, thank you for the fan-sided streaming this NBA Finals. I love you all. We love you. Thank you guys for joining us. Obviously, the series is not over. So come back for our Monday stream.
We'll be here Monday night. Please hit subscribe. We appreciate it. And so you can know when we are on. And hopefully, if you're around and you want to be entertained, we will do our very best to do that for you. Great to be here with you tonight. And it ain't over yet. As Siakam, it's a baseline jumper. When I say it's not over yet, that's the series. Tonight's over. But Toronto fans, you guys are some of the best fans in all of basketball. And if it does go your way, like it looks like it's going to, good for you, man. You absolutely earned it. You guys have been loyal as hell. And
this is for Vince Carter.
This is for Vince
That's
Carter.
who
This is for
for.
Tracy McGrady. This is for Tracy McGrady.
Who is Tracy McGrady?
The first ever draft pick in the history of the Raptors, Damon Stoudemire.
This
is for Drake. This is for Drake. This is for Chris Bosh. This is
definitely for Chris Bosh.
Yeah, I mean,
although he won some championships, but
there's a guy in a Vince Carter jersey in the front row right now.
This is for Vince, man. He's about to play in his last season.
I mean, there's been some great Raptors.
Golden State down 3-1.
And
I think we need to come into the office on Monday and get our lovely boss Hunter some purple and red donuts.
Purple and red donuts.
Purple and red donuts.
Draymond's a good troll.
Draymond's just dribbling this out, not even going to shoot it, handing it to the referee.
He said, screw this, we're done.
And see you later.
Game over.
Just like that.
Wow.
As it was obvious, you could just feel that there was no push going to come here.
What is Drake doing, folks?
Wow, the fewest points in the 2019 playoffs for the Warriors with 92. As they get absolutely demolished in the second half here. Not all night, but they get demolished in the second half. 105-92, the third quarter, really the difference in the game. I would say the second half of the third quarter, the final 6 minutes, the Raptors just went bananas.
Drake
is talking that smack on his Instagram story already.
I bet he's
He's sweating. He's showing a mean face. Oh, man. Hold on. Let's do this again. And he was playing Fortnite earlier.
With
there
Ninja?
he is. He's talking a lot of smack on his Instagram. He is hyped. That's Drake.
Well, this was a smackdown, and the Raptors started out tonight super slow. They couldn't shoot. They
started terribly.
They were awful.
Nobody made a three.
Was the same game.
Right? This was so long ago.
And
they were on pace for 56 points after the first quarter.
I mean, everyone's like, say Carman. I'm like, but the Golden State in years past would have been up 20 on them. They would have been blitzing them right out of the gym, but it was a 4-point game at the half. And there's just the Warriors don't have any firepower right now.
Let's remember though, it feels like it's not going to happen, but KD could be here.
That's what it's going to take. It's gonna,
absolutely. I think if at this point, if he doesn't come back in the series, the Raptors are going to win. But if he does, I still don't know if that pushes the Warriors to come back from a 3-1 deficit in the finals, but it makes the series a ton more interesting.
I mean,
he's been bananas in the playoffs, and he's coming back from an injury, so you don't really know what to expect, but maybe he's that oomph that pushes them over the top.
This is good. I mean, I was on some local TV before the game tonight, good old NBC Sports, and I said that it's going to be a dead silent Oracle tonight when they walk out of there. And look at these people. Just
very depressing.
There is a what would I say? It's a realization that an incredible, ridiculous, preposterous, one of the best runs in the history of the NBA is coming to a screeching halt this year, and who knows what the future holds. I mean, nobody knows what KD's going to do, but if you had to bet, I don't think he's coming back. Do you?
No. If I had to put my money on it, I would say no.
Coming back to Golden State in general.
I would take the field.
I also don't think Kawhi's coming back, which is so weird.
I think Kawhi is coming back.
Let's not talk about that now.
Yeah, Toronto, I don't want to do that to you, but I wouldn't feel I would enjoy the hell out of it.
Let's save that for a free agency show.
I felt like he's coming back for a while, so we're going to throw that out there.
You think the Kawhi's coming back?
Yeah, he's very
Okay.
I've been on that from the jump. So if he leaves, I'll have been wrong the whole way.
The entire season.
I mean, I don't know why he would leave. You've got everything going for you.
Well, I don't think that's an argument for him staying, because I don't think he cares about any of that. But I've just felt like
he is one different cat. There is just he's one of the most unique personalities in the history of the NBA.
Yeah,
I mean really. But
Boardman gets paid.
They were just showing him walk off the court. He doesn't look anywhere close to 100% either. But whatever, Kawhi.
He's fine. He's just always
like
tired. You've been saying this he's tired.
He always does that. He's got giant.
Eeyore.
His feet are so heavy.
He's got a heavy. He was talking about before the game. All he's got to do is once he warms up, then he's got to come in. He's got to keep himself warm. They're doing a lot to have him play at an optimal level on the court. He's not perfect. Now maybe that walk is a little bit overstated. Fair enough. But and he was phenomenal again tonight.
He's molasses, really. That's.
I mean,
the way he talks, the way he walks on the court, he's not necessarily molasses there, but
he's fine. Y'all need to leave my man alone.
Rachel Nichols asked, "What do you really like?" I said,
I'm a fun guy.
I'm a fun guy.
Leave
I'm a fun guy, dude.
Kawhi Leonard is I love that man.
You can't just go into a whole spiel.
Let's just go through his stats tonight. 11 of 22 from the field, 5 of 9 from the 3-point line, 9 of 9 at the foul line, 12 rebounds, 4 steals. Couple of assists.
And that's not really out of character for him.
36 points.
Pretty much
And it was all very
normal.
quiet. I loved it.
The Raptors shot 23 of 24 from the free throw line, 96%. They were 31% from 3, 10 of 32. They shot 42% from the field, 36 of 86, and they won easily.
Warriors did a terrible job of taking care of the ball. 17 turnovers.
Warriors did a terrible job of stopping Serge Ibaka. Warriors did a terrible job of everything outside of Klay Thompson.
Yeah, below 30% from beyond the arc, 66% from the free throw line.
Draymond Green and Klay Thompson. Those are the only two people that, yes, Steph got his points, but Draymond had an efficient night. Klay did all he could. Everybody else on that team, the hell have you been the last 2 games?
I did say it on the first possession. Draymond had a wide open 3 and he passed up on it. He only shot the ball 6 times tonight. I know he's not a premier scorer, but if I'm Steve Kerr, I'm telling Draymond, look, dude, if you're open, let it fly. We need you to have. I don't care if you have a horrible shooting night. I just want you shooting the basketball if you're open. And tonight, especially with Steph just dragging 2 of 9 from the 3-point line, 9 of 22 overall, 27 points, which is still a decent number. But he was not the Steph Curry that they needed to have. Clearly.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what their game plan is going into Game 5, and got a couple days to rest. Going on Monday, going to Toronto, play in front of Drake again, and see who comes to play.
Coming in down 3-1 in Toronto is not going to be easy, though. I think you're going to need KD there to pull that one up.
No question. Elimination game, the hardest game to get, but they are going to be going. Is this in Oracle right now?
Yes.
Wow. This is incredible. In Oracle, well, Kevin Durant
Isn't
looks
that the
like
same sweatshirt he wore the other night?
He's weird.
He's not.
Has he changed? Has he left the arena?
He's weird.
Socks hat again.
KD just flat out depressed KD, giving everybody a high five. Doesn't just judging by that body language right there. I don't think you're playing in Game 5, but who the hell knows? But they just showed in Oracle, there was, 3,000 Raptors fans there?
I wouldn't say 3,000. I'd say like more 400 people. It was more people leaving.
There was a lot.
It was very close.
And they were all grouped into
very
one.
Good. It was very good camera angle work.
You could tell they moved into one area when the game was over, but still, I mean, it's a lot of Raptors fans in the Bay for sure.
Well, they're one
Look
win.
at Canada flag.
They're one win away from doing the thing. Let's just go through the numbers one more time here. Pascal finished with 19, pretty damn good game actually. 19 points, 5 rebounds. He shot 6 of 14, and just got better as the game went along. Kawhi was preposterous, 36, 12, 4 steals. Marc Gasol, 7 rebounds, 9 points, shot 3 of 8, 1 of 4 from 3-point. Like Kyle Lowry was not great tonight, 3 for 12, 0 for 4 from the 3-point.
They didn't really need him.
But they didn't really need him. 7 assists. He did. Let's see how many turnovers he had. He had 2 turnovers, 10 points. Danny Green was atrocious, 1 for 8.
But he hit a shot that mattered.
But he did hit a big 3 in the fourth quarter. That is true. Serge was
phenomenal.
Hashtag
good night Twittos. Serge Ibaka.
20 points, 9 of 12 shooting, 4 rebounds. Really the difference in the game off the bench. And Fred VanVleet got cracked in the face, got 7 stitches, had 8 points, 4 rebounds, 3 of 9 from the field.
Stitch to point ratio, amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, good job, Fred VanVleet. So game 5, Monday night.
We'll be here.
What will you be giving me when the Raptors win the series in 5?
A high five.
All right.
There we go.
Fair enough.
Handshake.
All right, I'm going to go have some mint chocolate chip ice cream on the way home.
Please with the spoon.
There we go.
Please check out my Twitter. There's a great video there at the Carm. Just enjoying a nice commute with some ice cream. Let's make it a thing. Let's have it go worldwide. What do you think?
What?
The finger in the ice cream
Everybody
thing?
eat
No,
No.
please don't do that.
It was delicious.
Get the hell out of here with that.
Yeah. Again, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. We'll see you in Game 5. Jasmyn, will we see a Game 6?
I think so.
All right. Wilson, will we see a Game 6?
Obviously depends on KD.
Yes or no?
No.
Thank you.
Wow, you're
Good
on
Lord.
you're on with the high five with the Raptors in 5. I hope not. I hope I'm wrong. I hope he's wrong now too. I hope we're here for a lot longer, but the Raptors have a chance to close it out. As we all know on Monday night, I think they're going to do it. Thanks for watching. Richard Durante, our outstanding producer, director, leader. Woo! Richard Cam.
There he is.
You are the man. Thank you so much. And everybody enjoy the rest of their Friday night. We'll see you on Monday.